Here. Okay, let's go.
Cast, and I just want to give a not shout out to the podcast gods who apparently are pranksters, because this week I had some of the funniest articles you could probably ever imagine. There was a rumor going around that Mr. Bean and Mia Khalifa are in a relationship right now. Turned out to be AI, but still funny.
AI.
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of people believed it. The Brotherhood of Gay Guys we have, which is a group of gay men that act straight, and they want you to know that they're very straight, but also they do bang guys, but not at the trips. And they have
Not
a
watching
whole
this podcast.
They have a whole website, a whole thing. Kanye West apologized, which Danny has not accepted.
Not accepted. Go
Complete-
kiss the wall, Kanye.
Do you-
There's a way to just sort this all out. There's a wall far, far away. Just give her a big smooch. Tongue, maybe. You might have to tongue kiss the wall, actually.
I think he needs an apology song, if you ask me. Like, you know what
That's
I
not
mean?
a worst
Like
idea.
that. It's obvious. And by the way,
love
you could
it.
picture if Kanye West did have an apology song where he was just like, "Just want to say sorry to the Jews, sorry to the Hebrews."
Matsyahu collab?
Oh my god. Mattis Yahoo and that other guy.
BLP Kosher. I like BLP Kosher.
I like that guy too. Yeah, solid.
He rips. His song is Matsyahu stunk, but it was.
I didn't love the Mattis Yahoo one either.
No, it wasn't good.
But yeah, if he did that and he was like, "Sorry to the Jews, sorry to the Hebrews," is it too late to say sorry, Jews? But you know what I mean. And then maybe you'd apologize. But
I think you need to get Scooter Braun's blessing to use that sample.
but the only problem is if he did that, that would anytime on Twitter, anytime anyone was just like, "Oh, you're selling out to the Jews," or you apologize for anyone apologize for anything, that would be like
Yeah.
Andrew Tate right now. Under every comment would just be the Kanye, "Sorry to the Jews." You know what I mean? So he can't. He almost can't.
He can't, but.
But anyway, it became completely overshadowed.
Does he want his career back or not?
I don't know if people are going to be accepting this apology. It feel
I don't know, man. I remember like when he first started kind of going hard on the Jews, and like everybody's like, "This is so unacceptable." And then I would just be at bars and restaurants. They're still playing the songs, and you know,
Gary Glitter is still first. Predominant.
Hey.
If Gary Glitter's not kicked out,
Exactly.
then who is?
I mean, you have to separate the artist from the art.
yeah.
I think we just have to do
In
that.
Ted
you know?
Nugent's case, you support both, but Ted Nugent's one's probably the craziest. Or no, sorry, Gary Glitter's is
Gary
the
Glitter.
craziest.
Yeah. He's what?
Ted Nugent got a little bit canceled though.
Yeah, well, he's just a MAGA guy.
Yeah, I don't know why that came to mind, but
Nuge.
But anyways, yeah, maybe we'll talk about that a little later. But these are the things I was looking at. I had a whole bunch of things. There was like lots of funny stuff, but that's not what the podcast gods want you doing. The podcast gods want you reviewing more angles of a guy getting shot. Legitimately. And
Literally get up the teleprompter, pull John Madden, dig up his corpse.
this is what politics is now. Like, there's people that are, your friend from high school that was just like, "Yeah, I got into politics." He's like, "Oh yeah, like what does that mean? Are you,
It's mostly just video editing.
Are you campaigning?" You go, "No, I have like 9 screens right now. I'm into politics." "You're into politics? How many screens you got?" You go, "You have fucking 9 phones up,
Yeah.
looking at it." You go, at some point, you're just like, "What are we doing?" It started with probably Palestine. Maybe I guess Floyd was the original video where you were looking at. Then it was into Palestine, and then since then it's kind of been everything.
Yeah.
Where that is, if you're like a guy that's into politics, you're just like, yeah, I watch videos of people getting murdered. I slow them down. I do my analysis. I do my.
I find old videos. I dig up their work history. I find how many citations they received, and just,
You're digging up old videos. Then also you spot, like, you zoom really in, and then you spot a guy with a phone in the corner, like, "Where's Waldo?" And you're just
Right.
like, "Who's that guy?" So I gotta track him down. You're like, that guy's got to have a video.
yeah, you got to find out all the ICE agents. You go, what was their high school like?
Yeah. Where did this guy go to school?
Oh, this guy was a bully in high school. Checks out.
beat his wife in 1985. You go,
Yeah.
all right, well, that check. And then you're building a case, right?
Yeah.
And you go, that's not politics. That is sports.
Yeah, it's the sport.
And people say politics is sports, but this is more sports.
Yeah, this is very sports. We're getting video reviews.
Right.
We're getting the VAR and
Yeah. You know what? You're at the game. You're watching.
This is literally
Leafs
what I said
have-
about the Renee Good shooting. I go, there's literally a drop pass, and then it happened in the fucking Bills game the following 3 days later, where everybody was like, "Was that a catch? Was that a fair catch or whatever?" I go, this is like the exact same thing.
Yeah, but if you're into watching sports, at least for the next week and a half, you're not just like watching the thing over and over again every.
Where if you were a fucking Bills fan, pal? Ryan's fucking doesn't know Bills Mafia what they've been going through.
Fine. The analogy's not good. It's obvious. Well, that's the point. All the points. I don't have any great. I'll tell you what. I have a few things, but
Yeah.
the biggest problem on all this, I told you, and I'm not trying to make this whole thing about me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm the victim here or anything like that, and that's not the point that I'm trying to make.
Me and my people are.
Somehow,
I don't know
Danny-
how, but.
Somehow, Danny's the victim.
We'll get there. I'm a little tired right now, but I'll figure it out.
But on top of the fact that I was just like, you know what? There's been a lot of stuff happening. I got some fun stuff.
Yeah.
Then I just finished becoming an expert on Iran.
Well, that's the thing. That's what you know. Trump is like. How do we get this ICE thing out of the news cycle? And he just has this like Iran button on his desk, and he goes, "Just press the button.
Yeah.
Press the button. We have a whole new thing to talk about. Nobody cares about anything ICE.
I want to take over Uzbekistan.
Yeah, well, this is Iran. You go, yo, just hit that button. Miller is
Yeah, they're bullying out the button.
this ICE thing.
Yeah, but more importantly than that, it was just like, that's what people are saying about this one, where they're like, you know, not talking about Epstein anymore, and then
everything.
not talking,
Everything is about not talking about Epstein.
but everything's about not talking about the last thing.
Yeah, of course. There's so many people right now who's like, there's been 10 things since the Epstein, like the mandatory Epstein disclosure, and people are like, always trying to bring, they're like, but they're literally fucking the office space. They're in Milton. But Epstein? I believe you were supposed to release the Epstein files? Yeah, we're going to have to move you to the basement.
At the basement of the internet. It also does feel like, with how messy things are, you know, the ideas where people are like, oh, this is the part of the master plan. You're like, I don't. When every day wakes up and it was just like, we're taking over the Arctic. Like, it's hard to be just like, this is. It's the conspiracies lose a bit of punch in that respect.
Yeah.
The Iran doc, by the way, since I am an expert now,
Sure.
watch back-to-back docs. I'm reading the stuff. I'm talking to everyone. I got pretty deep into it.
Okay.
And my only takeaway.
Single takeaway. All right, we synthesized it down to a single takeaway.
Is in the hostage crisis in 1979, I believe it was. You probably don't know
Yeah.
years like that. You can't pull them
Yeah.
up on the top of your head. But in the hostage crisis, the funny part is when they interview all the hostages, they have these kind of like Southern gentlemen, and then also normal people. So there's 40 people, and they'd have and they're all like Lindsey Grahams, right? So there's like 4 or 5
Dandies. Southern dandies.
Southern dandies. So but they'd have some normal guys that have like worked in the American government since then too, right? And they'll interview the guy, and he'll just be like, "Yeah, and we didn't know what was happening. We didn't know that we were." They wanted us to be propaganda for their thing, so they tried to make us do Christmas, and we're just like, we're not doing that. And I went through this. I was tortured, and they start talking about torture, and the guy kind of gets sad. And then a woman kind of comes on, says the same thing, and then they cut to the Southern dandy, and she goes, "To say they were rude was an understatement."
My word.
I swear to God, they interview like 5 people that keep cutting back to Southern dandies. The man had no manners. 2 years, oh me, oh my. I had no fan to fan myself off. What is a bell to do? And then they cut to a woman being like, I hadn't seen my family in 2 years. And they
Yeah.
cut back to him, and the food was horrendous.
The juleps they made were terrible.
The real victim was my taste buds in all this. So it was just like I couldn't get past the dandies. Yeah, the Southern dandies.
Southern dandies.
I guess it was interesting the extent to which, which I sort of knew, but in that old revolution, the college kids and the Muslims were working together. You know, like the extremist Muslims.
So like New York.
Yeah, I guess. To be honest, that's the interesting part is you can kind of see other things like that happen.
Yeah.
But it would be almost more like if right now the like activists that are on the street campaigning were kind of had the same goal as, you know, like a super evangelical don't be gay church, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
And then basically, you know, NYU activists, after they finished, they were under the rule of like the head of the evangelical church in America.
Right.
And it was kind of, so all of the college activists kind of, it ended up just helping this extreme. I mean, what I'm saying is obvious, but
Yeah.
people all know this. But it's interesting the extent to which, what a letdown, you know what I mean? You kind of,
I watched the Red Hawks. What a fucking letdown this was. Wait, the bad guys won? What a letdown. Yeah. I guess you could say that.
Every Iranian guy looks like a grumpy dad. They have one model, grumpy dad.
Grumpy dad, yeah.
Like, think about even guys we know that are 33, grumpy dad.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it ages you. Revolutions age you, man.
But no, I don't want to go that far because some of them are like, it's like they're kind of like good looking dudes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's not even because they also have a bit of like a European good lookingness to them.
Yeah, like they're all like shooting guns, but they're wearing like button up like white shirts.
Yeah, they just look grumpy.
Yeah.
Like you could just picture that guy coming home and yelling about the lights being on. They all have that vibe to them.
Who touched the thermostat?
Yeah. It's an entire nation of guys that look like they're mad at the thermostat.
Mike is really fuzzy. Fuck.
Yeah, and in this case, the thermostat was on the nuclear warhead.
Right.
Okay, so whatever. Moving on.
Yeah.
Got my gripes out of
I'm
the way
so-
of how I've been pushed to the
so
side
sorry.
and
I must have been the
what I was
most
planning to
annoying
talk about.
thing.
But
Yeah.
interestingly, with all of the shooting, with the Last Ice shooting, Sam Tripoli, he had like a super
I
viral clip that keeps going viral.
Yeah, from a few years ago. Yeah, he was telling me that, I remember. And at the time, it was very fantastical. You're like,
Yeah,
I remember thinking at the time he was telling me that like years ago. I was like, oh.
so he's been going on for years of, it's kind of on the they want you to fight, right?
Yeah.
Like shaking up the jar of ants, and this is
Divide and conquer.
part of a master plan of
When it happens
useful
to you, it
idiots
drives
on
you
all
crazy,
sides. We
so
want everyone to
it drives
fight,
you
so
crazy.
then we could put through
I'm
all
sorry.
this, kind of crazy stuff. Probably tapped into Israel. Probably tapped into surveillance state. Probably
Fuzzy
tapped
again?
into kind of a global governance of your social media account, whatever,
Sure,
right?
Yeah, lots of stuff.
Yeah, and Epstein's, I'm sure, involved in that. But he was like, the cool thing about Sam, which Sam's obviously a funny dude, and he did a Boys Cast on the Patreon if you want to hear it when we were there. But but he wasn't. It wasn't very vague. He's very specific, which he's not afraid to get specific with his predictions.
Yeah.
And he was just like, how it's going to shake down is this is going to happen, and then they're going to push the immigration stuff, and then there's going to be pushback against that, and that's going to be the main fight. Which is maybe in hindsight, everyone kind of. I don't think everyone in the last like 6 months was looking at all the ICE stuff taking down, and you go, this is going to be a whole thing.
Yeah, there's gonna be the thing.
That's right. In the last 6 months, this wasn't the hottest
the mic?
prediction to be able to look at this and go, this is
Well,
powder,
last
a
6
fucking
months,
powder
no,
keg.
but 2 years ago.
But he's been saying this
3
forever.
years ago.
Right. Think about how many other things. There was COVID, race bans. There's so many other things that did the thing
Right.
that he did zone in on. He was like, no, it's going to shake down like this. This is the perfect thing. You get people distracted, and then bam, bam, bam.
Yeah,
So
and all the illegals are like, basically rioting over rights and all this stuff, and it does kind of remind me
That
of the current ICE
Okay, it's
thing
good for
is
now.
like kind of a reminds
We're
because
gonna have to.
it seems like
probably
this
just
is
get another thing for
mostly
that.
like everybody's like analyzing every angle and they're like, what's the angle? I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like honestly, like because I've seen every breakdown of like who's in the right, who's in the wrong.
of each shooting individually.
Of each, and they're like,
Yeah, I agree.
and everybody's just like this, and there's some points, and you go, yeah, and there's some points on this side, you go, yeah. But I'm like, this is just like an information war essentially at this point, where you're like, you just need to like, if you look at the last election, it's like Trump won, I think, by 2-point-something million votes, like 2.3 million votes for the popular vote. And for all the swing states, he only won, I think it was the difference was like less than 800K. So you're like, you basically need to shift if for the states or whatever, like 400,000 people's opinion. Right, one way, like the other way, and you go, and that's like a sweep for the Democrats now. So it's like it's similar to the Israel-Palestine thing, where they're like, "Hey, look at these videos," and people are like, "Yeah, I'm upset by these videos. I guess I'm voting for the other guy." And like that seems that's really what matters more. People can be like, "Oh, but this," you're like, it doesn't matter. Like I've spoke with enough people at this point with the ICE stuff where they're like, "Yeah, I don't like this. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore."
Well, people have been saying that for. I mean, there was so many people that were just like, "Yeah, if it happens in that way, people aren't going to like it, and you're going to lose people." And it was kind of like, I feel like that wasn't even like a hot take.
Well, but I'm just saying, it's just like you just
not your take.
But I'm saying you just need to shift like such a few amount of people. Like it's so tight in this country, like the voting, like the elections. Like it's not like Trump. Like Trump is obviously like, yeah, I won the electoral college, I won the popular vote, but you're like, yeah, a million votes swings that completely the other way.
Which kind of
and there's no people who watching the shit and go, yeah, you know what? I love what Trump's doing. I voted for Kamala Harris. I think I'm a Trump guy now.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, it only goes one way. Like, it only goes from Trump voters to.
Doesn't this almost like remind you of Israel Palestine?
No, this is exactly Israel Palestine. Honestly, I've been watching this because I've been trying to like.
Not to say we're just doing the thing where everything's Israel Palestine, but
no, but like I've been actually trying to, because I feel like this is actually like fairly complex and there's a million data points, and I've been trying to somehow simplify it. And for me, like the best way, because I thought about it a lot, and the best way was like, yeah, this is just like an information war. It's, you have literal martyrs on the left, like similar to the Palestinians, who are just like, I will die for my cause.
The revolution's televised.
The revolution's televised. I will die for my cause.
It's increasingly costly to have opinions that don't line up with either.
Yeah, and you're like, I will literally die for my cause. Like Renee Good, Alex Preddy, or whatever. You're like, I will die for my cause. Like you watch the Alex Preddy. They had the second video come out where he was like, he spat.
Oh, I'll clear my schedule.
Yeah, but he's like, he basically, because, and again, they were like, look, there was 2 weeks ago, there was another video.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, he like spat on like the ICE agent.
He's been at it.
And then, yeah, you're like, this is a guy who was like, this is like martyr behavior. Like this guy was almost like trying to get some sort of outcome like this.
They have a aggressive, when you talk about like it is actually kind of a war.
Yeah.
The signal chats and the extent to which it's
so organized.
Crazy organized.
Dude, they're like showing up at the hotels and stuff where all the ICE agents were like mooning them and stuff. They were like,
what?
You didn't
ICE
see that?
agents were mooning
They found the ICE agents like hotel where they're all staying because they're all from like out of state. They're not.
Well, that's the
local.
kind of activism that's funny.
And then so they're all like basically going crazy outside, and like the ICE agents were just like in the floor, like it looked like a dorm basically.
Do you think he went back to the signal chat and he was like, got him? And you're like, oh, what'd you do? And he's like, mooned him. Everyone's like, dude, we're not. This is not what we're doing here.
No, the ICE agents were mooning them.
Ah,
the ICE.
well, that makes more sense.
Yeah, because the ICE agents are just bros, so they're just fucking drinking like natty lights, blowing off some steam, in between shifts.
That's the part that I feel like should never get lost too. Where if you think about any dude that. Because there's some people on the internet, they're just like ICE agents, like no notes, you know what I mean? And you go, even with the cop stuff or whatever, any dude who's kind of was like a wild dude growing up knew that there was some cops that were, I've told you stories where there was a cop in our neighborhood where he used to say, I'll let you run, and if you can get away, good, and if you can't get away, I beat the shit out of you. And he's like, these are 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a huge fucking dude, probably, like 28, just like used to play college football, and he would let 13-year-olds run away.
Sure.
And if they could get away, good, and if they didn't, he'd smash their fucking shit.
Yeah, and the penalty was just still a ticket.
Yeah. I remember we went to the drunk tank, and then I was being a piece of shit, which I don't. But still, however much of a piece of shit I would have, the guy shouldn't have thrown me down the stairs.
Right.
Like with the fucking, I had the twist ties on my hand.
Yeah.
The guy threw me down the stairs. Like, what are you doing? And then on top of that, you say that would probably be the best trained people as the cops. And then underneath that, you have bouncers where everyone knows. If you remember, you used to go to like the docks in Toronto.
Yeah, of course.
So you'd go to the docks in Toronto, and the bouncer, they just like would have a room. My buddy worked there, and this was common knowledge that they have an area with no cameras that they would just bring someone there and just kick the shit out of them.
Yeah,
right,
for
like
sure.
And to the point where there was multiple lawsuits because the guy's face was so rearranged, he has a jaw thing up, and this was anyone who worked there, anyone who was around that scene knew that it's just like. Yeah, they have the special area.
And now those bouncers saw a fucking ad on Twitter, and they became ICE agents.
And one under that, because I would say it goes cops, bouncers, ICE.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, like, again, I don't know the exact training that goes into being an ICE agent, but, like, for a fact that, like, they've went on this hiring spree because they got all this extra money. So, and we saw the ads on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, go be ICE agents with your boys.
You ever seen, in, like, MacGruber, where it's the guys... they're like gathering together the team, and everyone's, the one guy's fighting.
Yeah.
I feel like the ICE one is just like a guy in his, they go by. It's there's a guy beating up a guy at the back of the bar, and he sees the ad and he puts him down.
Yeah, kind of.
Another guy's just fucking lighting cats on fire.
Right. Yeah. A bunch of cats tied up.
Yeah, cats tied up. He has rats on a glue trap, and he's.
But yeah, I mean that's the thing. This is like you could probably adjudicate this a million different ways. Like with this, people like I've seen every argument being like, yeah, they were.
I've seen every argument ever known to man right now.
Right now, and every fucking camera angle, and and you see so you see both sides, and you're just like,
and I'm out of cum.
Yeah, and you go, yeah, that's a valid point, and you have a valid point, and I'm just like, I don't think it matters your points.
I'll tell you,
the points don't matter.
So I'm going to add on to your theory because I think you're onto something with the information war. And Larry Ellison just bought, they bought TikTok, right?
Yeah, and it's so weird. He bought TikTok, and then all of a sudden, my TikTok account has 4 million followers.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just had it.
The guy who finds out who's Jews and
I just have 4 million followers all of a sudden, and I'm monetized. It's pretty sick.
Rock and roll.
Wait, is that true?
Thank
Is
you
he joking?
to the motherland.
Thank you, Daddy Ellison, Daddy Larry.
And if Ellison, if you're listening to me, just want to say sorry, Jews. Sorry to the Hebrews.
You know what? They actually just gave me.
If I made you cry tonight, I'm cleaning up my Semitism.
Yeah, they gave me Kanye's followers. Just transferred it over like a bank transfer. Pretty sick.
So Ellison bought TikTok, and they're just like, okay, on TikTok, I don't. You can tell me you know stuff about this better than me, but like you can't talk about ICE on TikTok.
They're basically
Israel.
I don't know the exact. I saw so.
I'll let Danny run cover for it. Tell him. Okay, give us the press statement.
No.
Why it's not happening.
Here's the thing. So I currently have, actually, in reality, 34 followers on TikTok because they keep deleting my account. So
Yeah,
I don't go on TikTok.
My
very
TikTok's
much.
fucked, man.
I have literally I'm on my 5th TikTok account. I don't
Been
go on there.
getting deleted.
But I saw a lot of
Stay
people. I saw a lot of people being like, yeah, if you talk, and a lot of celebrities being like, if you say anything about ICE or whatever, they're like stuck on 0 followers. I saw some explanation.
The messages don't go through.
Yeah, I saw some explanation, but then I saw like this is confirmed was that there was like an ICE doxing website where essentially it was like releasing information about ICE agents, and I know Meta basically were like, yeah, this violates our doxing policy. So if you put a link. Like if you put a link to this site, they're like, we don't distribute it, essentially.
You heard that here, folks. Nothing to see.
So, but they're just like, that's our policy. And I mean, I don't know if, I guess, people could be like, that's fair or not. But it seems somewhat consistent, I guess, with Meta's thing. The TikTok thing,
Okay,
I don't really know.
No. I agree. I understand what you're saying. But it was also on the other side.
The thing is, I see plenty of ICE content. Like,
Sure. My point is not so much about that specific thing because to me it feels the same thing where you're like, now we're adjudicating message by message by message.
Yeah.
My point is they took it over. There was an increase in censorship in one direction.
Yeah.
Okay, so based on that, you do kind of have a situation where it's like each billionaire has their own algorithm. It's competing algorithms, and that is the information war of the future, dude. The algorithm versus algorithm. You have like 6 big algorithms. Google's an algorithm. You don't even fucking realize what they're putting in your brain.
No.
You know what I mean? People talk about the media being liars. The algorithms.
I mean, at the end of the day, the algorithms are made by a person.
Buddy.
By people.
If you were, and they could decide. So if you were on a social media platform every day, and the algorithm decided we want Danny to, start being a cyclist.
Right.
They could probably in 6 months have you walking into this podcast being like, biking is the number
full
one.
Full gear. I'm
Right.
like, I got my stupid shoes on, just clacking around, being like, yeah, I love biking.
Right. Like they'd convince people to be trans.
Yeah. Essentially.
Do you know what I mean? So the power of the algorithm, especially once you get ChatGPT in there, if you have an algorithm telling you this is what you got to do, whether that's be mad, whether that's be gay, whether that's be fucking
noted,
whether that's be a fucking jacked beefed alpha.
Yeah.
I mean, biohacking and also is, just shredded gains on tea.
Yep.
Whatever one they decide. You definitely have a pretty, you got to think there's probably a 10% of the population where it's like easy, first week we got them.
Oh, for sure.
And then there's another, where you can kind of beat them down. But yeah, if we wanted you thinking like, bread's the worst thing. Or bread's good for you.
Yeah.
We could get your brain fucking fried on that one pretty quickly. You specifically, not me.
Yeah.
Now,
You specifically.
Man, I'm a
not
bread
me.
man. So.
now imagine ChatGPT's in on the operation. So you've got, here's all you're seeing. We're pushing you one way, and then on top of that, you kind of go on ChatGPT. It gives you that the same way, and then on top of that, we're like, you know what? Now let's hit your social circle. So your social circle also getting hit with the same algorithm.
Yeah.
So now you're yeah.
I mean, they have an immense amount of power. Like, there's no question.
Yeah, and there's, I guess, competing ones now, but it is probably not that hard to brainwash people.
No,
right now.
No, for sure not. And I'm curious actually, as I was talking about that with the if Twitter restricts that link or not. Probably not. I think it was just Meta. I think Twitter still X is still just like fucking wide open.
Wide open.
Yeah, like I think you can just dox all the ICE agents you want.
Maximum getting fired up.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Anytime there was someone on Twitter that had like a, that was even kind of saying like, I mean, this on both sides, they have their version of this, but I guess on the right, there's someone, like a Rand Paul or someone like that being like, I do think the immigration is a problem, but I think it would be better if we went for the farms. You should attack the employers. Like,
yeah.
Here's a way to do it where even say that if someone is here, there's no scenario where they could vote. So that would solve that problem, which would remove some incentives. And I'm not saying whether his thing made sense or not, but my point is that there'd be a lot of people that have some version of that, and every comment is just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut up, Rand Paul.
Yeah.
Or anyone, right?
I mean, I guess this a lot of
What are
this
you, a pussy?
does come down to, like, at least with the ICE stuff, as you go, the integrity of the election system here, which a lot of people are like debate and don't believe in. But if you think that there's still free, fair elections here, you're just like, yeah, go vote, I guess.
I was trying to figure out what exactly they are doing. Yeah, I guess they have a vote coming up. I was trying to figure out what they are doing, and it feels like Fitbod is the best app for getting in shape. You do not need...
No.
Not like the... What is the other possibility for... When you say gold's that high, what's the other option?
It's either like there's... Well, I mean, I've seen a lot... By the way, shout out to Peter Schiff. Was fucking in the
I hate that guy's living life right
They're
now.
fucking in the... Guy was just getting dunked on.
By us.
By everybody forever. And then he has this 1 year run. And you're just like, God damn it, he was right.
Was he right if you look at it over a 20-year span?
Dude, gold has outperformed the S&P 500 since 2000 now.
So you got a dick in your mouth. That's what you got. Because that's been one of your prime things that you've been telling me is that gold is historically the worst investment.
It is. Now, again...
But also what you were really saying to me is more for me.
If you pick,
Ryan, you don't want any gold.
But here's the thing. It's like you pick your spots with it, though. Like, if you go back to, like, 1950, I think the S&P 500 has, like, dominated.
We're back, Schiff. Eat
right?
that.
It's just... It's all time frame. But the weird thing with
gold's going down. It has to.
Well, today it's Thursday, January 29th, and gold literally went high to low 10% move. Like that move in gold today was more than the entire market cap of Bitcoin in just the move today. Like it wiped out all of the market cap of
I've been
Bitcoin.
watching this.
It's crazy.
And so
But the thing with gold
is that when the economy's bad, when inflation's bad, when you have disaster on the horizon,
dude,
when you have an apocalyptic situation, gold is what you want.
Because, Trump wants to look at the stock market. He goes, look how well the stock market's been doing, and the stock market has been doing well. And then, there's a case to me, you go, that's just inflation and, like, debasement of the currency, and that's just inflation, and just, like, actually on... Overall, you're like, yeah, it's going up because people just need to put their money in anything that's not cash because your cash is just like losing value constantly. And so people are essentially looking to that and being like, yeah, it's actually not like in nominal terms, yes, the stock market's up, but in your purchasing power, it's way down. And definitely relative to gold, it's down, no question. But the thing with gold, I was looking because I was like, dude, I was getting deep into it last night.
You're the opposite of a gold bug, so this must have been
the thing is, I own some gold and I own silver.
You've been telling me for 8 years any man who buys gold's a dumb idiot.
Dude.
And you've been going home to
have been a
treasure chest?
No. So in
fucking Danny Duck in backstroking.
No. In 2000,
a pirate?
So I have not been incorrect about this until...
I imagine Elon cares less about bullshit on X because let them incinerate themselves. And I believe he'd cooperate with a sub peon for people's info in a heartbeat. I feel so betrayed. Yeah, I think Elon has way too much information from X, um, and he's a smart guy because it's just like a data collection thing, man. Like he's got to have like the most info on the most things from that many people that like any decisions or things he does, like you have to assume there's gonna be some good reasons behind it. Still not good for free speech to let people incinerate votes and stuff, but yeah, but he's got to know that like most Americans aren't gonna appreciate like the things that people are saying on X, and he probably has like the data sentiment from X to know that most people agree with his opinions. He probably learned a lot from working in the government for a minute too. Yeah, and I think he did get access to a lot of government information while he was there. Yeah, honestly, Elon's one of those people that if he made like a crazy bet, I wouldn't think it's crazy, even if I don't know the reason why. There's a lot of I put a lot of faith in crazy decisions he would make, just because of the amount of information that he has. There are other people like that in the world that are super rich, that are on the other side. I forget that guy's name, the one that everybody always blames for all the left wing sponsorship. But like that's another guy who I think has crazy amounts of data points, and like his decisions seem nuts, but they're not. They're not crazy at all.
Literally the last 6 months, because in 2000,
How much gold do you have?
not a lot.
He's trying to graze over the fact you have a bunch of gold.
I have 1 ounce of gold.
And where is that in your
It's-
house?
Where
Somewhere
is that in your
Toronto.
house?
What's the address?
And I have a bar of silver.
Somewhere in Toronto.
And I have a bar of silver
Buried.
that I bought in 2011. Okay, if you talked to me 6 months ago, I go, that is the worst fucking investment I ever made. If I took that money and put it into anything like the stock market, you're like, I'm so down. Right. The thing is, I did in 2011. I bought like some gold and silver. It was Monty Scott, our buddy
I was
Monty
just gonna
Scott.
say he's a big
He
silver bug.
he was the one who got me into it, because he was the guy, and like I remember we would have these shows at Imperial, and he was just like, he was such a like gold silver guy, and he's just like, man, and I was always just like, this is so stupid, like, if shit, because it was always like, oh, if we were like an apocalypse and you have like fucking shit goes down, and I'm just like, well, like, are people gonna trade me some food for silver? Like, I'm gonna shave off a piece of my silver bar to get like some eggs or something, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways, in the last 6 months, I guess that's changed. You go, like, it just happened so quickly that they flipped, and it finally, I guess, became a decent investment. I still, actually, I would have to look at it. I don't even know for sure that when I bought it, I'm still better off having not just invested in this.
You don't have to do it
500.
yet, yeah.
But the thing right now is, because it's physical gold, and so I was watching all these like YouTube.
You got to take a 20% haircut to get the money.
Dude, right now,
Yeah, I imagine all the things he's seeing on there, like he has to know that it's crazy. Like he just has to know. He's gonna be like, yo, most people aren't gonna be okay with this. So just let them air themselves out. They do it on Blue Sky anyway.
you can't even really sell physical silver and gold. Like, because the mechanism.
Yeah, but that's what you like better anyway. Your people paper money. You like unrealized gains.
Well, no, but the thing
So
is,
get
is
your
like,
dick hard.
is like the
Your
silver
dick hard.
deal, like all the like I was like kind of watching videos, and like, so normally the way it works is you go to these like coin shops, right? And if you have silver and gold, you can just like silver, and they'll be like, you could sell it to them. And what they do,
And bring your shower cap because you're taking a bath.
but what they do normally is they send it to like a smelter. Right. So like these dealers, essentially what they do is every day they take all the silver they bought, they go to a smelter. The smelter like melts the shit that they bought, and they pay them on the spot. But now these smelters are like, we're not even accepting any physical metals right now.
Why?
Because I guess lots of people are selling. So they're like, we're overloaded. And also because the moves are so crazy.
So you're saying if you're going to get into a trade, smelting right now.
Well, I mean, like, it's pretty capital intensive to open a smelter, but
Never smelt a Delta.
but basically, like, if you were to buy, I think right now, like, say at silver at like $115 silver, like if you were to buy an ounce of silver, and then if you were to buy it right now, they would charge you like $120 for, even though the spot price is $150. If you try to sell it back to them immediately, they're like, we'll pay $100 for it.
Okay.
So it's like the spread is insane.
That's what
you're
I
like,
thought, yeah.
you're
Good call.
you're getting.
You
a
go in
bath.
for you're walking away with a haircut and you're clean.
But I mean, it is so
clean,
volatile.
You're clean shaven.
That's a function of the volatility right now, because these guys are like, yeah, I might buy it from you right now, and then by the time I take it to the smelter, it's like it's down $20.
and also because we can.
Well, we can, but it's pretty consistent. But it's just like I can't buy it or sell it to you like, you know, or buy from you, sorry, like $1 under spot, because by the time it takes me to drive there, it's moved $5 in one direction, like literally on the drive.
So
but anyways,
the moral, the moral of the thing is this is is that like a historical huge sign that bad.
It could be, yes. It could be that it's just like the debasement of the currency, and that there's going to be like a default. And the thing is the U.S. dollar is tanking, which is their plan. Like we covered this last year with their whole tariff plan. Like that was the plan, and they are tanking the U.S. dollar. Like it's gone down. I think since I talked about it a year ago, I think the U.S. dollar is down 15% or something.
What?
20%?
Fuck that.
It was when I was talking about it, like when I was talking about that paper, I think the DXY was like 110. I think it's like 95 right now.
Well, there's your stock market gains.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of shit going on. I mean, Ray Dalio, he's like the famous investor dude. He like covers all this in like a historical context, and he says,
I like Dalio.
Yeah, I like Dalio, and he's like, there's these cycles. There's 6 cycles, and he's like, we're basically in the final cycle, which is essentially like civil war, huge unrest. Like basically currencies become worthless, like all the bad shit.
Presidents' wives have dicks.
Yeah, all the stuff. You know, you're sitting front seat at fucking Melania. You're the only one in the theater. It's not good. By the way, that comes out tomorrow. I can't imagine that's gonna do great.
You're not gonna go?
I'm not gonna go. I mean, you have the theater to yourself.
So funny taking a girl on a date to Melania.
Yeah, first day in New York City. You go, I don't know, I was thinking of a movie. What are you thinking? I'm probably going to go check out Melania. I got fucking front row tickets.
It's some Russian name. I can't remember. It's like a real Russian
I think
movie.
I think it's a foreign film. It's a foreign film that we're going to see.
Do you like foreign cinema?
Do you like foreign cinema? I'm a big movie buff. And, you know, I'm a big foreign cinema guy. And,
I think they've been living in America, but it was originally a foreigner.
I think it's a remake, but I don't know.
Believe it or not, first-time filmmaker.
Yeah, first time filmmaker.
Well-funded, though.
Oh, man. The best is Trump's going to have to come out and say how, like, good it's doing, too.
It's interesting to see him in that situation where he's got to come out and sort of, like, pump her movie.
But not only say, like, to pump it, like, he has to
Great
lie.
work. Nailed it.
He has to lie. Like, he's literally
She's
gonna
got
be
a
like,
knack
these
for
box
this.
office totals are lies. Yeah, she didn't do fucking $6,000 in the first weekend. Come
Oh,
on.
he's going to have to say that.
Yeah, I did actually go check.
He demands, yeah, and then J.D. Vance says that he agrees with the title, so they have
I did go check AMC.
calls J.D. Vance a traitor for saying the box office numbers were.
He's gonna have to hang JD Vance. But I did go check AMC Kips Bay for the opening, and there was like I think there were some tickets sold.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I have seen people being like, "Look, there's 0 tickets sold," and like there was like I think there was one, but it's weird because they show you the seat map, but it's only like 6 rows. For some reason, I go, this
Okay.
theater's bigger than 6 rows, obviously, but they only show you on the seat map 6 rows, and there's like
What's it about?
Melania.
What is like her life story?
I think it's just like a biography.
That's crappy.
It's really crappy. Really crappy. Very poorly timed release.
Oh yeah.
Like this is how we talk about like where these like crazy like nonsense like fucking movies come out where like everybody's trans and stuff, and you're like, yeah, but they shot it when this was normal.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
the
yeah,
lead
yeah.
time required once it comes out, like everything shifted. This is like that where they're like, ugh. Tough weekend for Melania to be coming out.
I mean, every weekend's a tough
I
weekend.
know, but this is a special.
I mean, that was even when people are making criticisms, kind of one of the things that even before the election, I even said, like, you know, one of the reasons that people might just not want to vote for this guy is because they don't want to live in a circus.
right.
You
Yeah,
know
of
what I
course.
mean?
It's chaotic.
Where people are just like, I just don't know if I want to live in what feels like a. So but I was kind of looking into what they're actually doing, where you're, and you have to, I don't think you understand the extent to which I
Okay, up to social care Monday. Can't get in for cleaning until August. But if my issue gets worse, I can get in for that sooner. Okay, good. Yeah. Just get you some cavity mouthwash, and then schedule cleaning for as soon as they can get you in.
understand police protocol and all that sort of stuff
Yeah,
because
of
I
course.
exclusively watch cop shows.
Yeah, you're big on the procedures.
Chicago PD, SVU.
I'm trying to see if
NCIS.
if Melania's playing in Minneapolis, because that would be such a funny thing to just like a little fucking prank to be like, can I get just like go and buy tickets to Melania in Minneapolis right now?
It's wild if that is.
I don't know if it is. Brett Ratner, producer, of course.
What's his deal? I know who he is.
He
What
was the
is
Rush Hour guy.
Okay.
And remember, Trump's like, I want to bring Rush Hour back. He's the guy who did Rush Hour, then got Me Too'd and dipped to Israel.
Ah, no way.
He's the director and producer.
He got Me Too. So that's why Trump was saying he wants Rush Hour to come back, is
Yeah,
because the
'cause-
guy's making Melania?
Yeah. I didn't even realize, to be honest, that
Ah.
that he was the
I thought it was because of my Zoran interview.
no. Yeah, I don't think let's see. Yeah, you can go see. I think there are some showings. Can't imagine a lot of tickets being sold from Melania.
In Minneapolis?
Oh, the
No.
150 screening is 20% off.
Dude, that would be a fight in a relationship in Minneapolis where the girl finds out that the guy went to see Melania by himself. Like, just like, she's looking at his bank statements, like
Yeah.
OnlyFans, okay, strip club, nothing wrong there. Melania!
There's currently
dildos, pegging. Melania!
There's currently 8 tickets sold for the 7:15 p.m. screening tomorrow at the AMC Rosedale in Minneapolis. So 8 Patriots have decided to buy tickets.
It's 8 Patriots.
They're literally just the 8.
They probably fired up walking into that theater too.
yeah,
eh?
just fucking stop me. They're like facts don't care about your feelings shirts and shit.
They're storming.
Yeah,
the
they're
theater.
starving the AMC. The AMC has fallen, sir. The AMC.
What, Johnny?
Yeah.
yeah. It's fine. You have tickets. You're allowed to come in here. Try to fucking stop us.
Yeah.
Why would I do that? You're allowed.
So, anyways, that's gonna be fucking, as Norm Macdonald says, box office poison.
I mean, you might be eating your words, man, because you've been bad
Well,
predictions with your gold. First your gold, then this.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, again, the red states, like Florida, will be showing up for Melania.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, certain cities.
Actually, might crush on stream. I think
the problem is
Melania might get a Sandler deal, dude. You might be eating your words.
20 picture deal.
Exactly. She gets a Sandler, Shane Gillis.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but no, it seems like just in a nutshell, what's happening is they're doing these like targeted sweeps essentially, and they're just kind of like if you picture a cop going to a house or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then there's someone on the street where they're just like, hey, do you know this person? Kind of, but they are insanely liberal about who around that street, because technically they're kind of this.
Yeah,
Tell
I
me
mean,
if you think I'm wrong. So they're supposed to, go be like, okay, we have a warrant to get this guy, and he's this and that, right? And then it was just like anyone that's even around there were kind of like, okay, what's your papers? And then also there's all the activists around, and
I mean, they're
specific
literally
situations.
going up to like, there's off-duty police officers in Minneapolis who are like, yeah, I got literally asked to show my papers.
But that is what the situation like.
yeah, and
You can tell me if I'm wrong, but from what I see,
Yeah.
it's like their argument is when we do a sweep of an area, we're allowed to sort of question people around, but there's like a kind of a reasonable amount that you're allowed to do that, and they've kind of extended that to a very, very liberal amount.
Yeah,
Does that sound accurate to you?
Tom Homan, who's like the head of whatever, like I don't know, DHS or whatever he's the head of.
Kicking ass, he's the head of.
Yeah, but he today said that he cut a deal with the state of Minnesota, because they keep saying, they go, this is our whole issue, is like someone gets arrested. They, some illegal gets arrested, and if you get arrested in the United States, like you serve your prison time in the United States, right? So it's like, say you get arrested for rape. It's like you go, you do your prison time, and then if you have an ICE detainer to basically be deported, and like a judge has adjudicated this, in like Florida or red states or everywhere else where you're not seeing any of this madness happening,
They can get just
they
the cavity
don't
filled
release
too.
them back
Yeah,
into
true.
the community.
That's what I would do.
They just call up ICE and they go, "Hey, we got this guy. Like he's been like ordered to be deported.
Meet us at the prison.
Meet us at the prison, and we'll hand him over to you." And so they don't do that in Minneapolis. That's what ICE is saying. That they're like, "This is our whole issue." You're like, if they just did that, none of
Right,
this
but they're not. And
but they're
that's-
not.
Yeah,
And so anyway,
then
Tom
we're
Homan said
past
that the state said today that they will abide by this now, which will kind of calm things down. But the thing is, the city of Minneapolis has not agreed to do this.
Oh, so now you have, because you have the state and then you have the city.
So the
and you
state's
have all
like,
these
and
different
again,
people.
like if the city doesn't abide, and again, this goes back to this like kind of information war. What I'm saying, where I'm like, yeah, they want this chaos because they like, you know, if
Who's
they're-
they?
Like the Jews, but no, like the mayor who is Jewish, and like the mayor of Minneapolis and Tim Walz. It's like they want this chaos because it's shifts votes.
But the conspiratorial argument is more that above that, there's even people that you don't even know their names that want this. They want to shake you up like ants and have you fight.
That too. But you're like, and again, I don't know if this is like their grand plan or strategy. But you're like,
It's hard to, it's hard to grand. I'm sympathetic to the argument, but it's hard for me to imagine a grand plan when all of Trump's things being like, it seems like, I want to take over Greenland, yeah, and then I'll tweet about that for a month, and then you're just like, okay, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Like, it's hard to,
Yeah.
It's, I mean, I'm a little hesitant to be on board with grand plan conspiracy from the top because it seems like there's also so
no,
much,
this is not from that.
there's so much like
top.
messiness with all
I'm
of
saying
the
from like
things,
the
but-
Democratic Party is like, yeah, this is good for us, and I think it is good for them. As messy and crazy as this is, they're like, yeah, this is moving votes from. There's enough independents in this country who are like, yeah, I vote for whoever I want, and
Yeah, that's why it's kind of too when a little bit when these type of conflicts happen and when you're seeing every take on the internet, there is a bit of they're all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where there's just like they want this because of this and this, and they go, and then some people are like, well, no, there's a bunch of people that actually don't like this, and then there's just like, well, they're just trying to do this, and you go, all of those different things exist.
yeah, all those things exist exactly. Like, you know, and again, like I do think about it from a standpoint of, you know, people in Minneapolis. You're like, yeah, well, we want them, like, you know, these protesters, like, yeah, like we're against this, like anti, you know, we're pro illegal immigrants and we want these people in our community.
But then there's some people who are just like, I don't want you to be fucking asking papers for people that-
obviously, and they definitely went too far, and you know, all these like video clips and
Or like
that get
you have
released and people getting killed is like
some of these missions are like too aggressive maybe for the level of like training to be able to hold it or whatever.
well, that goes back to they're like, yeah, well, in other cities, like the police do crowd control while we do our job, and you know, like federal laws supersede state laws, like in most cases.
I'm
Obviously,
not. I wasn't. I'm making the argument for them. I'm
No.
just saying that there's some people that say that.
yeah, for sure. I mean, there's some people who are saying everything, right
But that's that's kind of
Yeah.
the point I'm making.
yeah. But again, I think that's a lot. This is like a lot of that's a lot of noise. I don't think that's like the signal.
Yeah, I don't even know about the polls either because I'm
Yeah.
like, I mean, I read. I'll tell you what ChatGPT told me,
Yeah.
and I've seen different polls, but they said it was kind of like immigration was, like a thing that like 60% of people were kind of like on board with that they'll stop illegal immigration, like popular vote.
That was
And they
his
said the-
biggest thing.
But then they said the current, and then people would argue that like, the Trump administration or whatever is pretty good at taking like majority positions and whatever, right?
Yeah.
The other side of it where they go, the way that it's currently happening, and ICE, it said 40% of voters approve of the way ICE enforces immigration laws.
Yeah, exactly.
So you go, it's kind of like a popular issue in general and an unpopular issue. And I think that you kind of see the average Republican thing kind of being like, well, yeah, that's how it looks. You know what I mean? And then you go, yeah, that's a debacle.
Again,
You
it's
go,
just
yeah,
like
you
if
do have a debacle.
If you were some pro-immigration person who was like, yeah, having a border, just like an unchecked, wide open border, you go, which was a pretty normal position. You go, that was bad, right? So that's why I voted for Trump, because you're like, that was so crazy that we're like just letting them stream in by the thousands on a daily basis, which is a normal position to say like, yeah, they shouldn't have done that. But then now you're like, well, now I have to like defend this shit. You're
Well,
like,
you
oh,
just can't.
that's-
It's like impossible. It's like it's impossible to say the PR war doesn't matter when it.
I think it's the only thing.
But that's what I mean. It's the same.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of said when we were talking about the Israel-Palestine thing. It's kind of the principles of some people being like, well, if you didn't said you wanted it, but this is what it looks like, and you just like, Yeah, well, you have to sell it to
Yeah,
people. You have to
exactly.
figure out a way to sell that to people because unfortunately, like PR and the way that people think, and if everyone's kind of like feels like this is, you go, that's just how the world
Yeah,
works.
it's just how it
kind of.
works. Yeah,
you live in a
exactly. You go,
democracy. You go, yeah, and if you have a company and you're like in charge and you have a bunch of shareholders or whatever, and you think you have a really good idea, but the way that it's working is turning everybody off. Like,
For
you go,
sure.
you can't just be like, well, too bad.
Right.
You go, well, yeah, if you were a dictator, but you're not.
Like, it could be true that, like, you know, that Alex Preddy guy, you're like, he wanted to be killed to advance this agenda, and you could be like, that's what he wanted. And you go, it doesn't matter. People don't like it. Like, even if you go, yeah, that's what he wanted, assuming that's true. You
You're
go,
saying, yeah, even
it doesn't matter.
none of the stuff
'cause
really matters.
It doesn't matter because the optics of it are that people don't like it. And that's what matters, so.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's probably enough of that.
Yeah, let's talk about some fucking gay shit.
Maybe there's one more. You know what? The one thing was interesting that SNL did like a sketch where they were kind of like had a thing making fun of ICE, and then people got really mad at them saying it like it wasn't mean enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
They
basically.
didn't go hard enough?
Well, it was like Michael Che, and he said some version of like, "You're pepper spraying old ladies. Do you ever stop and say, are we the dicks?" And people were just like that. Like the comments were, this is not going to cut it anymore. This no longer cuts it. These people need to do more than jokes. Way too light, lacking
These
punch.
people need to do more than jokes. You're like, it's a comedy show.
I know, but that's what it
know.
is right now.
If you want more than jokes, go watch Colbert. He's got a few months left. I'm sure he's going to be fun.
There's no shortage of people doing more.
Yeah, not comedy.
But there's not.
Non-comedy.
This is kind of in general, even maybe like groupthink, but also when there's issues that I'm kind of like, maybe not my like first area of expertise, and I'm kind of like form an opinion by trying to take in all the facts and listen.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay, and then I'm kind of doing all that, and there's like people demanding immediate response. It's probably the one thing that I like have the most, like my body has a visceral reaction to it. Like I just maybe I'm like, maybe I don't know if it's a flaw or like whatever the way that I'm built. Probably like even in life, like I've always kind of been never wanted to do the traditional thing. Probably why I was in
Why,
music
you
and
married a
comedy and what?
Boy, you married a man?
That's why I married a dude. Dude, I was thinking that the other day, and I don't know if this is something where if I was talking to like a therapist, they go, yeah, that's a problem. But I've always like,
I mean, comedians have a general contrarian nature, though.
yeah, Jared, general contrarian and everything. But like, so I like one of the things that like makes me like almost cringe is saying bless you after someone sneezes. And I don't know why, but I've
Interesting.
always, whenever I sneeze and someone says bless you, it just like gives me like a, ugh,
It's like
I hate it.
hacky.
It feels hack. But I just
It's like when a dog's like sniffing a fire hydrant and you fucking hack. I actually do always think that when I see a dog sniffing a fire hydrant, I go, what a fucking hack this dog is.
shouldn't even be saying this. It's stupid, but
Yeah.
I swear. And I was thinking about it recently.
Yeah.
And someone did a bless you to me, and I was just like, fucking idiot. Like,
Fucking idiot.
so stupid. It's the dumbest thing,
Yeah.
and that's why it bugs me because it's dumb and you have to do it.
Yeah, it's just customary.
Yeah, it's customary, and which is why I never say thank you.
I don't hold doors. I don't say thank you. Don't cover my mouth when I fucking cough. Or-
Gesundheit. I think that's a little funnier.
yeah.
I would
You-
take
you-
Gesundheit.
You never catch me fucking dropping a Gesundheit in my life.
I prefer
In my
Gesundheit.
life.
I think
Is that
that's-
Yiddish? Or German or something?
I think I prefer
Never
Gesundheit.
dropping a fucking Gesundheit.
I think I prefer Gesundheit.
Dude, if someone Gesundheited me, I'd be like, what did you just say? What?
Gesundheit's solid. But it was fuck off. I said, walking and goes, oh, bless you. I go, you don't know me.
You don't know me.
Blessing me on
Yeah.
your fucking, you need my blessings, bitch.
Yeah.
No, but, and I've had fights where people say, oh, you're not going to say bless you? I go, yeah, I don't do that. I feel I'm Kramer,
Yeah,
basically.
you know, I mean, you're Larry David. Well, you're not going to say bless you? What a,
Kramer,
Yeah.
Kramer when they go, but people wear suits to the thing. He goes, people do. I don't.
yeah.
Or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it kind of reminds me of the same thing where people demand that you kind of speak up about things and whatever. And it kind of, to me, it feels like, I think one of the big reasons why people need it too, where if you're probably more of a woman thing than a man thing, but if you're someone that like has a really like strong stance and you've been public about it, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you tweets, and I don't think you would do this, but like imagine someone like tweets like a really like this is the craziest thing that ever happened, or you know, people need to fucking be in jail or something, right?
Yeah.
And then no one else tweets that. Like you're gonna feel more anxiety as it goes.
Of course. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's all you decided you're gonna party tonight, and you have an exam tomorrow. And everyone says they're going to go out, but then they all stay in and study, and then you can't enjoy yourself partying because you have anxiety because everyone else is.
Right.
But if you could convince everyone else to come party with you, all of a sudden now it's like we're all in this together.
There's no FOMO kind of with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think those kind of like human mechanisms, I have like a body aversion to or something.
Interesting.
Yeah, and maybe I don't know if it's gotten worse or better, or it's something that
I hope people come to your shows. And
I
start,
probably
start
shouldn't have punched
sneezing
that woman just because she said
start
bless you.
sneezing in the crowd. Fakes, just like fucking. That's Ryan's new hecklers. That's just people just fake sneezing. Say it. Just in their bodies, just like bless you.
You got
Just
the
really triggering Ryan.
No, that wouldn't trigger me. The real thing, I don't love it when the people say it to me, but that one
Yeah, you
I
don't
can
mind
get
when
over.
people say it to each other.
And they definitely don't mind if people say it to each other. Don't get me involved in your tradition.
Don't get me involved in this hocus pocus.
Saying grace before a meal, buddy.
I don't think I've ever.
My blood's crawling out of my skin.
I don't think I've ever. Oh, well, actually, that's not true. I've been to many like Jewish things where they do something.
You gotta hold hands and say the thing.
They don't do the holding hands pause, but maybe it was two chicks.
Pause.
Maybe it's two chicks beside me. Maybe I will, but none of that gay shit. But
Pause.
no, definitely Jewish
Hey,
stuff.
yo.
Yeah, definitely.
Just want to say thank you, God. Also pause.
You know what? I
Homo.
think there's something about the Jewish thing where because I do agree with the grace thing, but because it's not in English, it's in Hebrew, and I go, I don't even know what you're saying. It's just like noise at that point.
I would way prefer that.
Yeah, it's the similar thing where is
Crazy guy rambling.
is if you have an Uber driver, it's way more distracting if he's talking in English versus a language you don't know.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to make that sketch forever.
Yeah.
But the English guy that have it, because I was always saying they always have phone sex with their wife. Like,
Yeah.
no, and it's saying the white guy does it, and people get mad. And it's like racial discrimination,
Right.
where it's just because of my race, I can't have phone sex with my wife while all the other Uber drivers are doing it.
Yeah. I mean, there could be a sketch there of just like white guy Uber driver who's doing the 8-hour call. But
Yeah.
because you like understand what he's saying.
I know, but to me, it's only funny with the phone sex
Yeah.
thing. But I don't know if I have to set up the fact that they're all having phone sex,
Right.
and then I have to say, and then also it would be funny if he's white. So I think there's there's too many links, is why I've never been able to like make sense of it in my mind.
A lot of variables.
I know, but I had a joke about that in my last special. But anyways, I should mention that, and I think that we said this to some people, but because there's so much like touring and chaos going on, sometimes we record episodes early and then wait 4 days to put them out, but we're not going to do that. Like, for example, I'm doing this big tour. I'm coming to Miami, Jacksonville, and Naples next week, and then I'm Toronto, Ottawa. Toronto's been sold out for a while in Ottawa, but because of that, I'm coming back. We're going to film next week early,
Yeah.
but we're going to put it out early as well.
Yeah, we're gonna put it out earlier.
So it's like no point of just having it sit there. Like,
Sit
we're going to
there.
record it and then just put it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And I don't. Yeah. So whatever. It's if you want to listen to it Friday, it'll be there Friday. But if we want to,
yeah, if you're like a purist, just wait till Friday.
yeah, if you are if Friday is for the.
You decide when you're playing next? No, I have not. I've been suffering trying to watch stuff that I'd be interested in. The new Minecraft is probably. I'll see if I can download the launcher for that. He's a Jew, would be offended by that. Should just yell "shut up" at them instead.
The boys for you.
Yeah. If you're just like, I just pretend like it's not out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that was, So Kanye West apologized for his anti-Semitic remarks. Antiseptic.
Antiseptics.
He blames bipolar disorder, Wall Street Journal ad, lost touch with reality. But the reason why
Did he gain trust with reality?
Exactly. Let's cut the shit, Kanye.
Let's cut the shit, Kanye.
They got him.
Yeah,
Kanye got the call.
Kanye got the call. He wants his bank accounts back. Can you please unlock my bank accounts?
I mean, obviously, Kanye, that was like peak manic. Have you ever met someone that's manic? Like his
for
shit was peak
sure.
manic. But like coming out of that state, if you were manic. I had a
He
relative.
was walking around in a fucking Nazi or a swastika diamond chain.
I've
and
had
a black-
relatives though that
Oh,
did
really?
manic, and I know people in my personal life
Yeah.
that have done that. Yeah, and it
didn't
looks a lot
seem-
like
It
this.
didn't seem normal. The black clan robe.
No, but coming out and being like, he was just like, oh, I lost all of my stuff.
Yeah. I lost all of my stuff. That sucks.
That is usually
Yeah.
what happens, and people like spend all their money. Like I've seen
Right,
that
yeah, yeah,
before,
yeah.
where they spend all their money, and they always have these like crazy business ideas. I remember.
Think there's any
I have
good
someone that
business
that was
idea?
giving me like fucking pages and pages
Do you
of
think like
business
a
ideas
good
in my text
business
thread.
idea has ever come from like a manic like episode where someone like actually came up with
Even
a
if
sick one?
so, they wouldn't have be able to execute it in
Right,
that
because
state.
they're just like so all over the place. They would do. So there's going to be some stupid shit done that sabotages it.
Yeah, I think so. But the interesting part to me was Kanye West said in his thing, he goes, so I broke my jaw, caused injury. He blamed it on, he had a car crash and stuff like that. And he said, of all people, all places, the one place I found solace was Reddit forums.
Oh,
And
interesting.
so imagine you have a bunch of people that are like manic and bipolar and stuff like that
Yeah.
in a Reddit thread where they're just like, I'm dealing with this. I'm in this like manic state. And then now that guy going to his wife and being like, I'm friends with Kanye West. I'm talking to Kanye West in a chat group.
Yeah.
We're buddies. I'm helping Kanye West through his
I'm
thing.
like, oh, his delusions are getting really
They're-
bad.
Yeah, they'd be. You're just like, this guy's fucking cooked, and he's like, no, me and Kanye West are fucking boys in a
we're
Reddit forum.
friends. It's like he gave me his number. I talked to him. It's like everything. I go,
Your
okay.
craziest
It's like,
friend.
don't send him money. It's a scam.
Yeah,
Tell me.
yeah. So your craziest friend coming to you and he's be like, me and Kanye are chatting it up in a chat room right now. Like he's probably probably pushing people off the deep end. I don't know if any of them knew it's Kanye, but maybe they suspected it and they were right the whole time. That probably put a guy in fucking padded walls.
Probably. Yeah, trying to convince your whole family that you're like, no, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's funny.
The swastika he wrote about previously selling merchandise featuring the offensive symbol, citing poor judgment, reckless behavior. So he's apologizing for his swastika shirts.
Yeah.
I feel like he already did this a couple times. Didn't he do I ran into Jonah Hill and I realized I love Jews or something like that?
Yeah, and then I think he went back. But again, I guess like if you put it in the context of this like mental bipolar thing, then it makes sense where he just keeps ping ponging. Where he goes, "Yeah, I'm sorry," and then he's like, "No, I hate Jews again." And then, I'm sorry again. Like this just might be the current iteration of. I mean, he says he's on meds and doing all sorts of stuff, but it's like I guess if you go off your meds, he goes, "Nah, I hate Jews again."
Yeah, it tricked you.
Tricked you. I'm back.
Love Jews. Fingers were crossed. They stink.
Never know.
Fingers were crossed. They stink.
Yeah.
Boys, Hims cannot help you fold a fitted sheet, but what it can do is help you with your performance in bed. Take control of ED with personalized treatments made with doctor-trusted ingredients, prescribed by licensed providers, 100% online. ED doesn't mean your love life's over. It means that you're just getting started. Hims offers access to ED treatment options ranging from personalized products to trusted generics that cost 95% less than brand names if prescribed. And this isn't just for someone with terrible ED. This is for anyone that needs a boost, some pep in your step. Maybe it's not what it used to. I've been an evangelist. How would you say
Evangelist?
that word? Evangelist
Yeah.
for this product for a long time. Personal user. Could not recommend more. I'm on the hair pills and the dick pills.
Got them all. Catch them all.
We're out here, folks.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't. I literally understand. It's a problem that they solve that you just never think about ever again.
It's great.
The product and subscription plan. A private club for masculine men into men. I came across this in my travels. Someone didn't even send this to me. Pause.
What? What do you mean nobody sent this to you?
To be honest, that wouldn't even make sense because I'm too feminine for these guys.
yeah, you're a little...
I'm not as much of an. I'm not an alpha enough to
No,
be
you're not
part
an
of this
alpha, dude,
private
like
club for
those.
masculine men into men. Like honestly.
Yeah.
But yes, pause. I did.
Did they serve you an ad?
No,
by
I came
chance?
across their Instagram videos.
Oh, okay.
Like in my just. Pause.
So your algorithm seems to know a little bit more about you than you know about yourself, is what you're saying.
Why don't you talk to your fucking boy Larry Ellison? What he's trying to do to me? What are you up to, Larry?
That's funny. Yeah.
Fucking Larry's trying to
All right.
trying to turn me out.
I'll check it out. All right. Interesting.
That is
Interesting data point.
Now that I think about it, that is interesting. That Larry's trying to turn me out.
Making us gay.
Pause. God damn. No,
All right.
no.
The worst part too is you for sure watch this whole video, so then they're like, "Yeah, this guy's definitely closeted." Like their
and
algorithm.
fucking alpha.
Yeah, you're like he saved this, he sent it to people.
Fuck, you're so right. I copied the information. I copied the link, sent it to
That's
myself.
like a big signal for the algorithm.
God damn it.
They're just like, yeah, this guy's gay. I guess he just doesn't
And an
know
alpha.
it. And an alpha.
You
He's
keep
a gay
forgetting that
alpha.
part.
Right? Yeah. Sorry, gay alpha.
So, and it's all these dudes. They do these meetings, and if you watch the videos, it's them just like on jet skis, but they're flexing their
Yeah.
Like a bunch of the videos is all the guys like
It's
flexing.
just Andrew Tate, but gay.
Yeah, but more flexing.
More flexing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're jet skiing and they're putting like the middle finger up and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like a masculinity conference where they go, but it's not. You know what? The masculinity conferences are more for dudes that are kind of like, I'm kind of a feminine dude. I'm getting bitched around and I want to
like a
learn to be an
meek
alpha.
man.
So the gay alpha conference is actual. Probably, I'm a fully formed alpha. I'm not
Yeah.
here to learn how to be an alpha.
Yeah, they're like trying to do like workout tips and business stuff, and they're just like, we want to make businesses, build businesses. We're just like alpha dudes.
Yeah.
Who just happen to be gay.
And they don't even do gay shit at the thing because they don't like hookup culture.
yeah, they don't like
Oh,
hookup.
no,
Yeah, exactly. They're not
Redditor.
in a hookup. I mean, I'm sure some stuff happens.
I'm not saying none ever happens, but their thing is like, yo, if you're coming to turn this into some like dick suck fest, you got the
this
wrong
is,
place.
yeah. This isn't some fuck fest. This isn't some fuck fest in Thailand. Okay.
This is for alpha men to
Yeah.
make business.
All I will say
opportunity.
that,
and all you have to pay is $5,000.
all the flexing seems like a bit of an overcompensation.
bit of overcompensation.
when you go
with
to
the
because it's
flexing.
called the website straightactingbrotherhood.com.
Yeah,
The flexing.
but you already knew that.
Yeah, but all the flexing does seem like a bit overcompensating.
The front page, there's 10 videos. It's guys doing push-ups. They're jumping into a pool. They did one of these. Here, give me a. They did one of those where they could do the high five, but then they lock
Yeah,
hands.
and
Like,
they're like
just men being men.
yeah, jet skis, renting
Arm wrestling.
ATVs, doing push-ups.
They're all shredded.
Yeah, they're all shredded.
No gay shit though.
No
They're-
gay shit.
They're not about that.
Yeah, they're not about that.
So did you go through the FAQ or anything like that?
I did. Yeah, basically, it's yeah.
They have exclusive retreats and masterminds, access to the online community, dinners and meetups. That's what you get with your fee, which is that's gonna cost you.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're
you're just
Single
they're-
income gay alpha. You got money.
But the thing is interesting is that there's no actual like this is more like a I don't want to say a travel thing, but it's just they do these trips and you just pay for the trip, but there's no actual fee to be part of the thing.
The Straight Acting Brotherhood is a highly exclusive
ad
members
read or
club for
something.
high net worth masculine men who happen to be into men. Its culture rises beyond the hollow LGBT culture, connecting with the top 1% of men who reject the gay scene, strive for personal greatness.
Yeah, just alpha shit.
Isn't that interesting?
It is. It is interesting. Yeah. Who's inside the Brotherhood?
Nobody. It's not
Nobody.
about that.
Not
This
about
isn't some fuckfest. We already told you.
Yeah, they just don't like the gay shit.
Straight Acting Brotherhood is built for masculine men, not about the LGBT culture. All of our members are men who eat and train like athletes, build businesses, chase ambitious goals. Current circle includes brothers in trading, e-commerce, real estate.
This is just
law.
like a Peter Thiel thing. These are just a bunch of Peter Thiel gays.
Peter Thiel gays. That's an interesting.
Yeah, where they're just like, yeah, we're just like into all this stuff. We happen to be gay.
Do you think this is funded by Peter Thiel?
I mean, with all the fucking stuff he's got his fingers in. what
Can I
is-
join if I'm not out? Yes. And they say discretion is very important to them. They're not trying to out you.
Yeah, so just normal shit, you know.
But the videos are so funny, dude. A lot of flexing.
Nothing gay about this. Is this gay?
Yeah.
Huh? Is this gay? Is it? It's oh, gay.
Yeah,
We're
I'll
all
find-
doing it at the same time. It's kind of gay.
If I'm gay, then why don't I introduce you to my friend Straight and Straighter? The Arrow 1, Arrow 2.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, it seems like
It does seem like just in general, there's something a little flamey about
There's
going to a weekend retreat with people you've never met before.
Yeah, I just find it impossible to believe that you get a bunch of good-looking gay guys around each other, and you're like,
Were they good looking? I can't tell. You have to tell me.
I mean,
How did you rate them on a scale of 1 to 10? I'm not able to do that,
Oh.
obviously.
can't do that. I mean,
What?
those fucking guns. But the fact that you're like, no gay shit's happening, like, come on, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, zero gay shit happens ever. Come on,
I mean,
some gay stuff happening.
Just
probably
closeted.
But do you think they get kicked out? Like if you get caught, like two guys.
I mean, there's some gay shit happening. Like, you know, sometimes the high income traders, you know, buy index funds.
sure about long-term bonds.
They just buy like, yeah. The only gay shit happening here is once a member bought a long term bond.
Oh no, I opened their Instagram page. God damn it.
Yeah,
That's going on my
alpha.
Instagram feed.
peak
Yes, sir.
masculinity. That's
Yes, sir.
never
Yes,
been
sir.
true
Welcome
fact.
to the rest of your life, my friend.
Damn it.
That's how
That's
you're
what they're
living.
attracted
attracted
a lot
to.
of
That's
this.
what they're into.
Seems like
Makes
fun. They got
sense.
personal
makes
nutritionists,
sense.
stay in a luxury villa or penthouse, unforgettable experiences with other masculine men.
I'm listening. That
such
sounds
as
a little flamey.
Such as yacht trips, fitness challenges, hot saunas, ice baths, scuba diving.
Do you think it's on the yacht? It's just like all flexing, just 100 guys.
Yeah.
You ever see in Borat where he interviews the bros?
Yeah.
And then he's interviewing, or Bruno, and he's interviewing for the gay magazine, and he's getting them all to like jump down off the roof, like ah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's just that, like
Probably a lot of
guys going
that.
up on the top of the ship, like jumping down? Ah!
Yeah, because they have a dedicated media team because it's a big content weekend.
Howling. They probably do a ton
A lot
of
of
howling.
stuff. A lot of stuff.
Ow!
Yeah, but no gay conversion therapy, so they're not trying to not be gay.
No, they don't. They're just not about the
Just men being men.
dudes being
Boys
dudes, and in their spare
boys.
time banging dudes. Like they probably see themselves as like Roman.
Yeah, I kind.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're just gay alphas. All right, well.
This is a funny one. I let my wife have an affair. Do I console her now that it's over? She recently decided to break. You're right. Stop at the headline for a second, folks.
Console her. Do you have to do it from the chair?
This is how some people are living currently.
I guess. Yeah, just like, dude, if your wife's just like, I need an affair. You know, no.
Hey, just want to let you know that there is plenty of fish in the sea. Some of those fish might be in the house with you right now. Some of the fish you might be married to.
Yeah, I made a commitment for life too. Possibly. I mean, you know what? At this point, like, this isn't even that crazy of a question once you already went through the point of her being like, can I have an affair? I need this. And you're like, I guess.
Oh, where are you going tonight? Oh, the fair. Oh, hope it goes good.
Say hi to Tom for me.
Well, you seem to be in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Why is that? I just miss him. Oh, yeah. no.
Okay.
Grief is very, very, you got to work through.
Yeah, I mean, the point where you allow the affair to happen, and I go, I guess, consoling her over the ending.
Have you ever met anyone in real life who's living one of these kind of lives?
No, not that I know of. I think there's a decent chance we do know people who are doing this, and they would just never tell us. Like, we've known someone who's done something like this, and just.
Where his wife was having an affair.
I mean,
and then
man, if one
he's
of my
consoling
friends
her.
fucking told me this, they'd never hear the end of it.
I don't think I would make fun of them about this. It would be too much.
No, it would be more.
If my
just
friend was
you
like,
let her have an affair.
But I think it would be past the
It's like,
point
how many
of like
affairs did you
ribbing.
have? Like if they were like, yeah, but I'm like fucking smashing like crazy.
I can't imagine anyone that I'm close enough to rib about this. Like if you told me this, okay, so if you told me that was the scenario and you're like, yeah, I have to console the guy, I would never bring that up ever again.
Yeah, you pretend like that just like never
There's no
happened.
chance I'd be like, oh, I guess Danny's consoling. There's no,
Yeah.
like this is so far beyond like ribbing.
Right.
This would be like me being like, crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
Okay, gotta go. I actually have to wake up
It's
early.
tough. Never bring this up.
I
ever
would.
again.
I'm just like, yeah. There's
Yeah.
no chance I'm bringing that up again. I would. That guy's fucked.
He's going through some shit right now, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't even know. How
I'd be
to-
like, wow, I didn't know. I guess I didn't know the extent to which Danny's a bitch. Like,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously, people are in open relationships.
want-
I'm sure we know people in open relationships.
Yeah.
That I would think that's like not.
Console.
But yeah, consoling is crazy. I mean, dude, if a guy was like, yeah, like fucking,
Any dude that I know that's actually in an open relationship is just a hound.
yeah, for sure. But like the idea, like if a guy,
That's the
was
only
like,
ones.
yeah, like I got out of this relationship with this like side thing, and my wife's consoling me. I'd be like, what? You're like, you're broken up over this? Just like leave her already.
I'd slowly back out of the room.
Yeah, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like if it was on the other way around, I'd be like, what are you even saying?
See, that's so much more than I would say.
Yeah.
I go, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gotta catch my train.
Your wife knows about that. There's a joke I would not make.
Yeah.
This wouldn't be funny to me.
No.
It would just be a bum. It would bum me out. I'd walk. I was like, I was gonna take an Uber, but I think I'm just gonna like walk home.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're in Harlem. I go, yeah, that's okay.
Fucking -10 outside. It's all good. Gotta get my steps in.
Walk into the East River. Just don't come back. I go, I've had enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Usually, I feel like the rule is with an open relationship is you keep this stuff.
You would know.
Keep it private.
I'll tell you what.
You share it with your swinger buddies.
This is how you have to. This is how you end up at the gay brotherhood for straight acting men.
Yeah, probably.
Some shit like this happens.
Some shit
to
like
you.
this. You go, I think I'm fucking just a straight gay guy.
Well, I hate women, so I'm done with women.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
She recently decided to break it off because the overall emotional burden for both of us was too great. But while she is grieving about it, I feel relieved. Even though I wish that I could have better coped with the situation, I rationally and ethically consider okay. It conflicted with something deeper inside me that I can't easily change. My question is, should I feel sorry for my wife? At the moment, I don't.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand her feelings and I care about her, but at the same time, I feel like it's not my job to console her for this particular loss. How do you feel about this? So anyways,
By the way, the forum that this is in is hilarious.
tiger droppings?
This is like in an LSU football forum. This is literally an LSU football forum called Tiger Droppings.
It's a crazy place to post
To
it.
just be like,
Everyone's like, what?
what? Yeah, we're talking about like recruiting and stuff.
My wife's been moping around because she's not getting that good dick.
Yeah. I was like, what? I think you're in the wrong forum here, man.
That's crappy.
Yeah, crappy.
You know, he wasn't right for you. I am. You see fucking Pierce Morgan's wife did a big expose on him?
No.
So-
Current wife?
So, yeah. So Pierce Morgan's wife's been out there.
So he broke his hip.
And then, yeah, he broke his hip, and his wife was caring for him. And then she wrote like a New York Times piece about like how crappy it is to be his nurse for 2 weeks. Pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. He broke.
It was like really long, so I didn't actually include it in our articles. But it was just like, you know, I guess a part of it was trying to be funny, but it's like it was only been like 2 weeks. So he broke his hip, and then she's kind of.
Caretaking.
Yeah, she's like getting him stuff, and then she's like going back to her computer and just be like, another thing I had to do. It's like she's like, the hardest thing I've ever had to do is be his fucking nurse. He's the worst patient, and this and that.
You can hire a nurse.
But that's what I'd be saying. I'd be like, listen, like I'm really rich.
Yeah.
I can hire a nurse that's not gonna write an expose. Dude,
Yeah, I could just order.
Imagine you hired a nurse
sweet
that-
woman to just help me with this.
yeah, imagine you hired a nurse and then she wrote like a whole article about how much of a
Needy you
nightmare
are?
it was. Yeah. And then it's your wife,
Yeah, it's. I don't know. Crazy.
Pierce.
I mean, just it doesn't even make. I would think someone of his wealth, you would think, is just like would just default. To
Hey, I saw your article. It's like, then don't do it.
And
You
you know-
offered. I
you
said
know-
we could get a nurse.
I know, he was like, yeah, let's just hire a nurse. And she's like, no, I'll do it.
No, of
You're
course.
my husband. Like, I'll take care of you. And then she's like missing appointments and stuff. She didn't realize like what this actually entailed. A
Yeah.
guy who just like had a hip replacement.
Hey, could you pass me the remote?
Back on his bullshit. Piers is back on his bullshit. Needs the remote. It's like, what am I, your slave?
I'm having trouble at work. And he's like, oh, what are you doing for work? Don't worry about what I'm doing for work. Do you mind passing me your remote? That's it.
There we go. Anything else you need? I have 2,000 words I still need. I need help going to the toilet. Oh, of course.
And he's grumpy. And
Yeah.
at Davos, they It's funny. Someone, I think it was the Pirate Wires guy, who called it the South by Southwest for globalism.
Yeah.
I don't know if he coined that or if everyone says that, but that kind of made me laugh.
Yeah, that's funny.
The globalism South by Southwest, but risky business. Sex workers demand soars in Davos during World Economic Forum.
Man.
Oh
Everyone's
yeah,
flying in on their fucking PJs.
all these government conferences, people do get it in. It feels like.
Well, the thing is, this is not.
Are they? Is it a party like that?
Yeah. Oh, big time. This is a fucking big party.
Wine and cheese.
Dude, it's in Switzerland, some like ski town in Switzerland. It's all like, every CEO, big time CEOs coming in. So it's not just like government officials.
Yeah.
It's government officials and all these billionaire fucking CEOs and all this stuff. And, they're getting it in for sure. They're having a good time.
I feel like if you were a billionaire and you go to a conference like that and you're going to get prosties, you'd be like worried that, just get some random prosty feels like too high stress.
Well, that's why you get these ones that are like 20 grand a day.
Yeah, but they're writing articles about,
Well, but they're not. The thing is, the prosties are keeping their lips sealed. About their clients. That's the main thing. You don't. I mean, for some to be like, oh, there's prostitutes at Davos. You go, yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's just interesting that like when you think of like a government convention and they're just like that, it's that level where they're just having fucking like orgies and everything. I mean, you always hear the grinder lights up at some of these conferences.
I saw actually because Mark Carney had a speech and then someone released this like email from someone to Mark Carney like. It was like 10 years ago. It was like an email exchange where some guy, it was like at a party, and then this like kind of horn dog old guy emailed him, and he goes, yeah, he's like, I hired these like really attractive like bartenders or whatever, and he goes, I keep the good booze really low, so like they have to reach for it or whatever. And then Mark Carney replied, he goes, totally inappropriate.
Really?
Yeah, to like his boy. That's totally inappropriate.
I guess that is what you want in a prime minister.
Yeah. That is the thing where it's just like every email is eventually going to be public. He's like one of those dudes, Like, he's like.
That is funny though that you were talking to the prime minister and you're trying to get some. I guess it was an old
he was like
one.
a central banker at that point,
But you're trying to bro down with him and you just fucked up.
Fucked up big time. He goes, yeah, keep the good booze real low, so they got to reach for it. You get a good glimpse, and he's just like totally inappropriate.
Well, they said there was an increase of black chicks too, where there was a big thing at Davos where they're dabbling. Like they went to a forum where they're just like, do you think they went to a forum where they're talking about how we need to, more immigrants from Africa? And I got them and they posting all the photos, and the guys are like, tonight?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but it's funny because you said that about Carney, where they also said that all the European leaders have this like group chat about Trump.
Yeah.
It's a fucking. It's so just. I mean, I remember in comedy that used to be kind of like the oldest thing is everyone would have jokes being like, the president is, they have to be so proper, which I guess all that's out the window now. Like, what does it look like when that guy has to take a shit? Like, there's something.
Yeah.
There was always just something funny about like picturing these high people in like a normal
the Queen
situation.
taking a shit.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have made this joke, but it's always funny to me the gangsters that always have to pretend they're angry.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, does that guy brush his teeth angry? You know what I mean? Like when he's just the guy that's like. Just walking around like that, and you're like, does he have to do everything like that? Is he wiping his ass with the toilet? You know what I mean? Or when he goes down the door, is it like,
what a relief! I can finally be myself.
yeah, I can lose the grumpy smile, right?
Sure.
But there is something so funny about it. Is just, I mean, I guess we know some people that are really high and they just have group chats with Elon Musk where they're just sending dumb memes.
Yeah, this would have, I guess, but I guess the thing is because these are like political leaders, I guess this historically would have been considered like a back channel conversation. These are not like official channels because normally I think like the protocol for something like this is they all got to like get on a call and it's being recorded and
yeah,
it's like an official record and they just want to basically talk shit about Trump and kind of like plan their responses.
Who do you think? Who do you think's like the? But the question is like when Trudeau's out, do they have to kick him out of the group chat? Like how does that work?
That's a good question. Yeah, do you get? They're just like, sorry, man, tough loss.
Isn't that interesting? You have to get fucking booted?
Or he leaves Justin Trudeau has left the chat.
Yeah. Does that happen?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, yeah.
They were known as the Washington Group, senior European figures, and it's like I don't know exactly who, but
they're saying it's like Keir Starmer and Macron.
Yeah, but I don't know if like the Germany.
Yeah, Germany is in there and like some other countries. I'm sure there's like some lesser countries who are like,
They're so happy to be in the chat.
Yeah, they're like, I heard you had this group chat. It's like, can I get in? And they're like, yeah, I don't know. GDP's a little low.
Do you think? It's one of those things where I'm trying to pick countries, and I feel like I'm going to do it
Like
wrong. But
Finland or something.
that's what I'm thinking. But it's like Finland has joined the chat, and he was like, the guy's fucking orange, and it's like Finland has left the chat. We
Yeah,
can't.
wrong chat. This is not exactly what we're doing. Here.
Yeah, it's. He comes in with like some 2016 Trump memes.
Well, they have to
just
probably
immediately
keep
kicked
it
out.
fairly light. There probably is like some legality stuff there where you're like, yeah, we can't like plan real like high level shit in here. This is more just like a talking shit chat,
Yeah,
dropping some memes.
but that's my question. Are they
Yeah.
dropping?
Oh,
memes?
they're dropping memes for sure.
And if someone has bad memes, do they get? That must be fucking a nightmare, though.
Yeah.
If you're like Denmark and you just get into the chat group and everyone's dropping shit, and there's like 18 world leaders, and you drop your first memes, no likes, no thumbs, just crickets,
full
and then the
ignore.
next thing's like 5 ha-has. Fucking Keir Starmer just drops like with 9 ha-has, and you just get left there
You're,
like,
you're a fucking legend, man.
yeah, someone's just legend. You're sitting there with your dick in your hand, and you're.
Fuck. I'm fucking up. This is why nobody respects us.
That would ruin your day.
Oh, that'd be tough. Yeah, you gotta be on your game with the memes.
Figure said they regularly exchange messages. So it's UK, French president, German chancellor, European commissioner. So there's some Finland's president is in there.
Okay.
Italy's prime minister, Giorgia Meloni. So it's not just dudes.
Yeah, it's not just dudes.
Have you ever been in a chat group with women?
Yeah,
Yeah, of course you have. Fun or not fun?
Definitely not quite the same.
Chat groups with a bunch of chicks is like a family group chat style.
Yeah, I mean the only chat group I've ever been in.
They're talking about the weather, dude.
No, it's always been with comics, female comics, so it's kind of fine.
Yeah, but
I don't think I've been in a group chat with normies.
not you, man.
No.
You don't fucking ever associate with normies, dude.
Well, I don't know who I would.
Civilians, as you
trying to
call them.
honestly- Civilians. I don't know who I would. What scenario where I'd be in a fucking group chat with chicks? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, comics. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Obviously.
comics. Yeah. But outside of comics, yeah.
No.
No, but comics ones are fine.
But okay, actually, we have a whole whack of stuff on the Patreon.
Oh yeah, we do.
I have pretty funny. There's a whole bunch of women that are sharing about their dude's porn addiction and stuff like that. Anyways, but yeah, we appreciate everyone who joins on the Patreon, patreon.com/theboyscast. I'll see some people obviously in Ottawa and Toronto, and I will see people in Florida. Do you have anything coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Next couple of weeks, no, not till Fort Worth. I just got Ocala, Florida, coming up in May too.
Are you doing hyenas in Fort Worth?
I don't know. I'm doing Big Laughs.
Okay. Fort Worth and Dallas I find like good comedy cities.
Yeah, sick. They're
Yeah.
sick.
Okay.
The Metroplex.
RyanLongComedy.com for mine.
DannyComedy.com for mine.
And patreon.com/theboyscast. Hope to see you all over there, and we'll keep this party rolling. Peace.
I mean, I do identify as it as well.
Oh, fuck no. Fucking clown bitch.
Oh, yeah, by the way, they did do the big press conference with this. I guess I should probably watch this.
Look, I've been given talking points, and I don't like reading speeches, never have. But my chief of staff did put some stuff down here in writing just to make sure I don't miss anything.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be reading a little bit, and then we're going to open up for questions. I've been on the ground less than 3 full days. I got in here Monday. President of the United States called me Monday morning and asked me to deploy here.
Just show up.
Got here Monday evening, and I'm staying till the problem's gone.
I mean, you got to admit, man, like they brought in the main guy. He's always been the main guy. Who looks exhausted? Yeah.
But we've made a lot of progress. A lot of progress.
Let's go. Yeah,
last
the
few
boss.
days.
Yes, the last boss.
Marcos Charles, he's running ICE operations here. There you go. Rodney Scott, Commissioner of Customs and Border Protection, standing here beside me.
Yeah.
Good morning, I'm Tom Homan, I'm the Border Czar for President Trump. I'm here on behalf of the President, along with U.S. Commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Rodney Scott, and Marcos Charles, who's leading the enforcement effort here right now.
Man.
I've been on the ground since Monday
Mm-hmm.
to regain law and order in the city beloved by many.
And it's
And
been
work
working
together
too.
to remove threats from the community.
Yep.
During the past administration, we all remember, more than 10 million illegal aliens entered this nation. Many were national security threats, public safety threats.
Mm-hmm.
We can't remember over 2 million known gotaways.
2 million?
2 million people who paid more to get away.
Holy fuck.
Why? That should scare the hell out of everybody.
Yeah.
President Trump promised American people, including the residents of Minnesota,
Mm-hmm.
that he would work to ensure our communities are safe. And with that, this administration is absolutely focused on identifying removal aliens that pose a public safety threat and national security threats. And the
Obviously.
numbers prove it. The data proves it. In the past few days, I've met with
Anybody who bought into that bullshit about how illegal aliens don't increase the amount of crime, like, I feel like those are the kind of people that need to check themselves into a mental institution. You got to really have you got to have somebody look into your situation.
Governor Walz, Attorney General Ellison, Mayor Fry,
Yep.
numerous police chiefs and sheriffs, and I have more to meet. I'll also be continuing the dialogue with business and religious leaders in partnership with Minnesota, your community leaders. I'll be meeting with them
That's
too.
another thing too, bro. Like, if I had a business out there and people were burning that shit down, I'd be fucking furious. I'd be so mad.
I want to hear what they have to say. In my meetings with
Yeah, it's like they
folks
burn
so
all my
far,
shit down. I'd be furious.
and most important, the governor and the AG, the Mayor Fry, we didn't agree on everything.
Yeah, I bet.
I didn't expect to agree on anything. I've heard many people want to know why we're talking to people who they don't consider friends in administration. Bottom line is you can't
This is
fix
America.
problems if you don't have discussions.
I agree.
This is actually so reasonable. Yeah, this is great.
Come to
At least
Great.
the last
Minnesota
like
for photo
4
ops
weeks
or
were
headlines.
they'll be all
you haven't seen
relevant
me.
still.
I came here to seek solutions, and that's what we're going to do.
They sent
And
the
we-
last
we-
boss.
We've come a long way, and we got some good wins for the people of Minnesota, I think, and for the administration and for the safety security of this city. One thing we did agree on, though, everybody I talked to agreed on, was that community safety is paramount.
Yep.
One thing we all agreed on was U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is a legitimate law enforcement agency that has a duty to enforce the laws enacted by Congress and keep this community safe.
Man, so it's almost like they actually are law enforcement, and that bald retard that was talking shit was totally wrong. He's just mad. Man. How about that?
Like I've said many times for last several years,
Damn.
even before this administration,
Well, clown, I
jurisdictions
know.
that refuse to cooperate with federal immigration authorities are sanctuaries for criminals.
That's right.
Sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals
Obviously. Sanctuary cities should be illegal.
and endangers the
Ridiculous.
residents of the community. To be clear, we did not agree with Minnesota state and local officials that they would be involved in immigration enforcement. I didn't ask them to be immigration
They don't have to be,
officers.
yeah.
I'm asking them to be cops working with the cops to help us take criminal aliens off the street.
Yeah, exactly.
What we did agree upon is not to release public safety arrests back in the community, and they could be lawfully transferred to ICE.
That's honestly all they needed. That's the biggest W. If they are willing to just send these fucking people as soon as they get arrested, to send them back to the fucking government, that's it. Yep. There it is. Problem fucking solved.
I'll speak more about that.
They sent the Punisher? They did.
I will highlight that the Minnesota State Prison System under the Department of Corrections have been honoring ICE detainers.
Wow.
And we appreciate that important collaboration, and we're going to expand upon that.
That was easy.
That decision has made Minnesota safer,
That was real easy.
not only for residents of Minnesota, but the men and women in law enforcement. Not just ICE, all law enforcement. Rather than arresting the same public safety threat, significant public safety threat over and over again,
Yep.
they agree to work with us to identify those people and remove them.
I don't see how this was ever even a conversation. Like, if you've got somebody that's getting arrested over and over and over, like, what the hell are you doing letting them back out? Out of your fucking mind.
I'm also pleased to
It's
announce
like, how does that help anybody?
I had a very good meeting with Attorney General Ellison, and he has clarified for me that county jails may notify ICE of the release dates of criminal public safety risks, so ICE can take custody of them
Thank God.
upon the release from the jail.
Yep.
And let me tell
It's
you, why
crazy
that's
they weren't
important.
already doing this. That's what's crazy. I
know
can't
people are
believe
a lot
that.
concerned about the manpower has been set in law enforcement manpower. Look, I've said this many times before. I've said it for the last several years. Give us access to the illegal alien public safety threat and the safety
Yeah.
and security of a jail.
That's right.
It's common
Yep,
sense.
keeps the public safe, it keeps the officers safe, and it even keeps the person they're arresting safe, because now there's not the chance that something could go wrong and somebody pulls a gun or somebody gets hurt randomly. Like, it actually, like, letting these people go makes literally everyone unsafe.
It's safer for the community. It's safer for the agent, and they're safer for the alien. Because anything can happen on a street arrest. It just makes common sense. And for the people that argue, well, we're a welcoming community because we want victims and witnesses of crime that are here illegally to feel safe to come to police without fear they're working with ICE,
Yep.
we're not going to talk to the victim and witness of crime.
You don't have anything to do with
There's
it.
no problem there. They should feel safe to come to police and ask for help. All we want is to talk to the person that local and state law enforcement authorities locked in a jail cell.
Yeah.
They chose to lock this person up.
The bar is on
That's
the
who we
floor.
want to talk to, the public
It's so
safety threat.
obvious.
So that argument is that protects victim witnesses of crime. It's a bunch of crap. Victims and witnesses of crime don't want the bad guy back in their neighborhood either.
That's why they're talking to the police, because if they were not talking to the police, they wouldn't be going out. If they didn't want to get rid of the person, they wouldn't be talking to the police to identify the person. Man, how about that?
So great progress with the Attorney General and local sheriffs. Well, and one thing, when we have these agreements, it takes less law enforcement agents to do the job. One agent can arrest one bad guy in the safety and security of a jail where he's behind the wire. We know he don't have weapons.
Yep.
But when you normally release that public safety threat, illegal alien back in the community, we have a job to do.
Exactly.
We're going to arrest him. So we're going to find him.
That's scary.
And what happens
It's
is now we got
dangerous.
to arrest somebody on his turf. We have access to who knows what weapons.
Right.
Now we got to send the whole team out.
Yep. Think about how much money this wastes, too. Like, you never really talk about this, but it's a huge factor. Like, you got all this money being spent on getting this retard wrangling, and for what? For what? Why even do this?
Cover the back door, cover the front door, officer safety reason. Then because of the hateful rhetoric and the attacks on ICE officers, now we got to send a security team
Yep.
behind the arrest
See?
team. So what could have been done with one person in safety and security
Now it takes
jail,
like 20.
now we got 15, 16 people out there
Yep.
doing it. I know that
It's
causes
obvious.
stress in the community. So if we get these...
It's crazy how people's empathy prevents them from even being able to see a second order effect that's so obvious. Like, they think it's okay to let these people out, but they never think about what happens after they get let out. It's just like basic cause and effect, immediate gratification. I'm going to do the thing that makes me feel good, and it doesn't matter what happens to anybody else.
agreements in place, that means less agents on the street. More agents in the jail means less agents in the street.
True. And they can have less agents overall. Like, I mean, if they don't need, if they can just get the people at the jail, they don't need the agents out there on the street anyway. It's simple.
This is common sense cooperation that
Yeah.
allows to draw down
Duh.
on the number of people we have here. Yes, I said it. Draw down the number of people here.
Of course.
Because we have the efficiency and safety of the jails
That's right.
and the prison.
Makes perfect fucking sense. It is literally a win-win situation that they were holding hostage and 2 people died because of it. That's what happened.
Matter of fact, I have staff from CBP and from ICE working on a draw-down plan. What does that look like based on the cooperation? What does
That's
that
right.
look like based on how many targets we have left to
So
find?
simple. Too easy.
In my meetings with Governor Walz, A.G. Ellison, and Mayor Fry, as well as state and local law enforcement, again, I appreciate they all acknowledge that we do have federal immigration laws in this country that have been passed by Congress.
That's
and that
right.
ICE is, in fact, a legitimate law enforcement agency
Once again.
charged with enforcing those laws.
Yeah, that's right.
We're not making this up, folks.
Yep. You're
I
not
s-
in Star Wars. You're not fighting the resistance. That's it. It's not Darth Vader that's in the White House that's going to go and get you.
These
not
enforcement laws
Hitler.
enacted by Congress. They're a federal statute.
Mhm.
That said, I'm not here because the federal government has carried its mission out perfectly.
Yeah.
First thing I said to senior staff when I walked in here is what I told you earlier. I didn't come here looking for photo ops or headlines. I come here looking for solutions. I do not want to hear that everything's been done here has been perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever perfect. Anything can be improved on. And what we've been working on is making this operation safer, more efficient, by the book.
Man.
The mission is going to improve
They really sent in the last boss, didn't they?
because of the changes we're making
They did.
internally. No agency or
Man.
organization is perfect. President Trump and I, along with others in the administration, have
legit, yeah.
recognized
Obama
that
gave this
certain
guy a medal.
improvements could and should be made. That's exactly what I'm doing here. As such, in meetings I've had with federal
Yeah.
law enforcement managers, including ICE and CBP and other federal partners, as well as state and local officials, I have conveyed the President's expectations with regard to federal immigration enforcement efforts. We will conduct targeted enforcement operations. Targeted. What we've done for decades. When we hit the streets, we know exactly who we're looking for. Good idea where we may find them. You have a criminal history.
They're
you
going to
have
get
an
you.
immigration history.
Yep.
A lot of information about this person that we get from numerous databases out there.
It's like you think they can read your license plate from a fucking satellite and they can't figure out where some guy who's not supposed to be here is? They know exactly where he is if they want to figure it out. These people aren't hiding their tracks. They're not using VPNs. They're not using flip phones. They're sitting there on a Samsung phone, bumming it off of like, you know, their friend or something like that. It's so easy to find these people.
Targeted,
Yeah, it's easy.
strategic.
Not roving bands
Enforcement
asking for
operations.
papers. Yeah, imagine that. It was never like that anyway.
That's traditionally been the case, and that's where we're going. That's what we're going to
Use
continue
Obama
to do
phones?
and
Yeah.
improve upon that. With a prioritization on public safety threats. I want to be clear. I don't read a lot of social media. I don't read a lot of media. I don't believe half what I see.
Man, he is a real one. He's a real one. Oh my God.
We are not surrendering the president's mission on immigration enforcement. Let's make that clear.
Yeah.
Prioritization of criminal aliens doesn't mean that we forget about everybody else. That's just simply ridiculous.
Yeah.
But when you have a criminal standing here and a non-criminal standing there,
Who you
that
gonna
criminal
get? Yeah,
always
duh.
should be targeted
Of
for because
course.
he's a significant concern to the safety and security of the community.
Fucking obviously.
By
Duh.
and large, for decades, ICE and CBP have
course.
carried out their duties with integrity, professionalism, and compassion. That remains the expectation under President Trump, and I will, hold our agents and officers to that standard.
Smart. Good.
I'm almost done, and Tom can be Tom. As far as the agitators, that said, I
Agitators.
want to reiterate and make very clear. I want to make it clear. ICE and CBP officers are performing their duties in a challenging environment
Yeah.
under tremendous circumstances. But they're trying to do it with professionalism.
It's true.
If they don't, they'll be dealt with. Like any other federal agency, we have standards of conduct. They are sworn law enforcement officers working tirelessly to enforce our country's border security and immigration laws, protecting the interests of our country and preventing dangerous people from walking the streets of this nation when they're not supposed to be here to begin with. Men and women of ICE, I was a Border Patrol agent.
Somebody says they're surrendering. They're saying that if you riot enough, we'll back out. You need to go back to school. You need to go back to school and go to listening class. You got to learn what's going on.
The first ICE director came up through the ranks. I spent over 40
Yeah,
years doing
because
this.
you're not listening. That's
These
the
men
problem.
and women that carry that
gotta
badge
listen.
and gun are American patriots.
I know it's hard.
They put themselves on the
You gotta
line for
learn.
this nation every day. But I want you to remember, they don't hang their badge. They don't hang their heart on
Go
it
back
like
to the
every day
Learning
they come
Center.
to work. They're mothers and fathers too. They're sons and daughters too.
Yep.
And if they've seen a fraction of the tragedies I've seen in my career, they take a lot of damage home to every day. The things
Yeah.
they've seen, especially on the border with Border Patrol agents.
Mm-hmm.
People drowning in the river, women being raped by criminal cartels, giving CPR to a baby that was thrown in the river by the cartels because Border Patrol came too close. So let's throw the baby in the river. That way the Border Patrol was concentrated on that so I can get away. These men and women see some terrible things.
What the fuck? God damn.
But I want you to remember,
Some
they're
animals.
mothers and fathers too. Many of them are members of this community. God
Yeah.
bless every one of them. The hostile rhetoric and dangerous
See, this
threats.
is why I said you can't treat them like people. You don't treat them like people. Anybody going and doing this, that's not a person. That's an animal.
And hate must stop.
Mm-hmm.
And we all agreed to that. All everybody met here to tell you, we got to stop the rhetoric, the hateful rhetoric that has caused
Mm-hmm.
an increase in assaults.
Exactly. He's right.
That has caused, because of that, having to send security teams out with arrest teams, which
calling them
surge to see
Nazis
with
and
additional
shit.
resources
The
because of the
Gestapo.
rhetoric, because of the threats, because of the assaults.
Mm-hmm.
Again, with the agreements we've achieved and following through the agreements, with the rhetoric dropping down, that allows us to pull more agents out
Uh-huh.
once we feel the environment's safer.
This is what they have in Florida and Texas all the time. Like,
I
this
begged-
is already happening.
For the last 2 months on TV, for the rhetoric to stop.
Yep.
I said in March,
We were
if
supposed
the
to be
rhetoric didn't
civilized?
stop,
Yeah.
there's going to be bloodshed. And there has been. I wish I wasn't right.
It was obvious this shit was going to happen. Everybody could have
I don't
told
wanna
you
see
this shit was
anybody
going to
die.
happen.
Not officers,
Mm-hmm.
not members of the community, and not the targets of our operations. For the people out there who don't like what ICE is doing,
Cry about it,
if you
bitch.
want certain laws reformed, then take it up
Vote.
with Congress.
Yep, vote.
Again, ICE is making this up. They're enforcing laws enacted by Congress and signed by the president. The same laws have been on the books
50 years.
for the last 6 presidents I worked for.
Yeah.
I started with
6
President
presidents.
Reagan,
This
and
guy
then
started with President Reagan. Holy shit.
with President Trump.
Jesus.
Every administration
around for a
we
bit.
enforce the same laws. If you don't like what ICE is doing,
Too bad, bitch.
instead of protesting this
Go vote.
building, go protest Congress. Tell me you want changes.
Yeah. They want to heckler's veto the Democratic election. That's what they want to do.
If you have your First Amendment rights, I support that.
Yep.
You have the right to protest. I'm just asking you to keep it peaceful.
Don't kick out the tail
But threatening
lights.
law enforcement officers, engaging in impeding and obstruction and assault is never okay.
That's right.
And there will be zero tolerance.
Thank God.
You interfere, impede, assault ICE officers, you will be arrested.
I hope so. That's what they need to do.
Like I said a bit earlier in my meetings with Governor Walton Ellison and Frey, as well as state and local law enforcement,
He's talking
I
too soft.
appreciate
Fuck
they
him.
acknowledge this.
No.
that-
He's the thing is that you want, like, his job is to go in here and solve the problem. It's not to force them to agree with them. It's not to bully them. It's not to push them around. It's not to try to, make them admit they were wrong. His job is to get rid of the illegal fucking aliens. That's his job. It's not about like, I can say this, I can do this because I'm not the person up there on the stage. But like, if I was up on the stage, I'd be hoping to be saying the same shit that he's saying. Because why are you going to go out and antagonize people when they're trying to, like, is your job really to antagonize them? No. Your job is to finish the fucking job. Like, that's what it is. You don't need aggression in every situation. Yeah. If you don't have to do that, why would you do it?
Public safety
People gotta,
should be paramount.
that's movie thinking. You're thinking like a movie again.
The chiefs I've talked to committed to responding to 911 calls when
It's the second time I've heard that point today. That it's movie morality. Some other guy I listened to this morning, I forget. He's one of the Ben Shapiro guys. Michael Knowles made that point. So I wonder where that originated. Movie It's just giving me movie recommendations. Anyway, yeah. Asmongold said it before. I just wonder where it originated from.
protesters turn violent, agents are in a dangerous situation, and there's assaults. They have committed to upholding public safety and responding to the needs, not to enforce immigration law, but to keep the peace.
Yeah, of course.
With that, I call upon those officials to stand shoulder to shoulder with us to tone down the dangerous rhetoric
Yep.
and condemn all unlawful actions against law enforcement in the community.
The best thing they could do right now is to just come out and say that you cannot impede their operations or get in their way at all. Because they have never said that. They've always made like these ambiguous statements, but they've never just come out and said, listen, you can't do that anymore. You never were able to. And now if you do it, you're going to go to jail. Because that's what needs to happen.
There are many ways to voice
It's crazy.
your
It's
voice
even
can be
going
heard, express
on.
your feelings, and affect change in the country without crossing
nuts.
that line. Political and other disagreements in this realm should not be at the expense of public safety or the safety of federal
Yep.
law enforcement officers.
That's
in
right.
closing, I want to thank the state and local officials here in Minnesota that I met with and the many I'm going to meet with. We've had meaningful dialogue.
Notice how he doesn't say
And look,
ISIS law enforcement?
Again,
Yeah.
we didn't agree on everything, but we agreed on the things I just talked about. There's much more we can do. And I'm going to continue this dialogue. I got many more community leaders to talk to. I got many more sheriffs to meet. President Trump wants this fixed. And I'm going to fix it. With your help. I want to thank President Trump for his unwavering commitment to public safety and prosperity of every American.
Man.
Under the President's leadership, we have the most secure border in the history of this nation, which means less women are being raped, less children are dying crossing that border, less fentanyl is getting in this country to kill Americans, less known suspected terrorists are crossing that country, and we don't have 2 million unknown
Goddamn
gotaways. We
motherfucking
don't know who the
patriot.
hell they
That's
are.
right.
A secure border, we have stronger national security. A secure border saves lives. When 96% less people are coming, how many women aren't being successful to be members of the cartel? How many people aren't dying making that journey?
Yeah.
How many
true.
Americans aren't dying of fentanyl overdoses?
Remember that game?
How many women and children aren't being sucked?
Illegal Immigrant Simulator?
Illegal immigrant.
Journey North or whatever the
Data
fuck?
proves it, and we can find that data. So God bless this great nation. God bless Minnesota. We can do better. And I
Yeah.
think the local and state leaders meeting with me, we made some significant gains, significant coordination
Wow.
and cooperation, and you're going to see some massive changes occurring here in this city.
Damn.
Mr. Rules of Engagement on. Right here. Thank you so much, Mr. Holman, Giovanna Delorto with the Associated Press. Based on how you have described these changes in the mission, can you be more specific about the objectives of Operation Metro Surge if what you have described
The
changes
objectives.
the parameters for interior enforcement
What do you mean?
only in Minnesota or also in Maine and other places? And finally, when will you consider that those objectives will be achieved and this operation
You got
will
them all.
end? Is it in
Duh.
terms of agents on the ground, in terms of who you are targeting for arrests?
The withdrawal of law enforcement resources here is dependent upon cooperation. Like I said, one agent arresting one bad guy in jail means less agents on the street. We have some agreements. We got more to talk about how we're going to implement those agreements.
He's right.
But as we see that cooperation happen, then the redeployment will happen. Look, target enforcement operations should happen across the nation.
Yeah, duh.
That's what we've done
of
for
course.
decades.
It's common sense.
And the
Obviously.
target enforcement operation, I've done many of them. It just makes it safer
Yeah.
for everybody. When we know exactly what we're looking for, what is his criminal history, what is his
It's like
immigration
lecturing
history,
misbehaving children. Yeah, it is.
where's he live? Is he in an apartment complex versus a house? Has he got a known record for having weapons? It's safer for everybody. Then we know what type of resources we need to go. And, it just makes this operation cleaner, more efficient, and it's proven less violence.
Exactly.
Well, we know.
Yeah, I mean, if you can just get him before he gets you or before he causes any problems, obviously it's going to save a ton of fucking time. It's going to save money. It's going to save everything.
Exactly what we're getting into.
Of course.
And we can take the necessary
Obviously.
precautions to keep everybody safe.
Everybody knows this.
Some of the operations that I've been involved in, we know there's children.
Somebody go and send this in a chat. He said, this is the perfect example why it's always best to have a leader who has done the job. Yeah, this guy used to be a grunt. He used to be one of the orcs at the beginning of sieging Minas Tirith, and now he's the orc telling the other orcs to siege Minas Tirith. He is. He does. And that, yeah, now, because he knows what it's like whenever you going up those ladders, you know? They shooting those arrows at you. It's stressful.
House based on surveillance. So we know you got to be a little bit different when you go in that house because there's going to be children present. So
Leads with
target
experience,
enforcement
exactly.
operations, the way we've always done it, I think we got to wait for a little bit,
What's the actual experience?
and we're going to make sure we do
Good
target
enough to get a
enforcement
medal from
operations.
Obama.
And look, and I will say it again,
It's pretty good.
we are not surrendering our mission at all. We're just doing it smarter.
Yep.
Shimon Prokopez from CNN. Mr.
Yeah.
Holman,
Yeah, I think because this is something you and I agree on, but like one of the examples the other guy used was why didn't you just shoot him in the leg for whenever somebody comes out with you with a knife instead of killing them, which police officers they do. They shoot to the chest. It's the biggest body part, but everybody's just like why didn't you just shoot him in the leg? And there's others examples of that, of like, I think the other one he used is like, one of the Minnesota nurses was like, we could get on Tinder and then we can give these ICE agents some X-Lax just so they can't go to work the next day and they end up sick. And it's just like, you're not going to have any repercussions from essentially poisoning somebody. It's a weird, I don't know. You're already. It's like, I don't know. It's like a cross between. You're trying to do the least amount of damage for the best results, but you're risking everything to do it. And the risking everything, I think, is the part that's like they fall deaf on, where they're just like, they think it's just gonna work out. Oh, the other one was the grenade. Somebody tossed a flashbang into one of the Minnesota crowds, and then one of the girls picked up the flashbang and was going to throw it back at ICE, and it blew off her finger. And I was just like, that's crazy. He said it's like something out of a Marvel movie, but like what would actually happen in real life. The examples he used were really good ones, and I was just like, yeah, there is some kind of distorted, way of how the world works that both the left and the right, like the gun control one's a good example for the right, just shoot him in the leg thing. But man, it's definitely another lens to look at some of these interactions through.
How did we get here? In terms of, you had Greg Bovino, who
Well, so there was this fucking kid, right? And so get this. So, bro, so there are these daycares. But the thing about the daycares is that
was the face of this immigration operation. The mission, as you say, to
CNN, yeah.
having border patrol agents in the interior of this country, stopping U.S. citizens, asking them for ID, creating this fear in places like Chicago and
Yeah.
now here. And then finally, it took really the death of Alex Petty for us to get here. How did that happen? Who made the decisions to allow?
You see, like the way they ask the question, it's a question asked by. This is like the people that want to hear the answer to this question are on like fucking anxiety medication. Like this is a question that a person that has a lot of anxiety would ask.
This
It's
kind
like a
of
mental
operation
illness question.
to proceed in this way and to create such fear.
Toxic girlfriend question?
Well,
Exactly.
like Border Patrol, last
SSRI
version of
question.
Joe Biden, we had an open border where 10, 12,000 people a day are coming
I
across
despise
the
the
border.
media. I hate them.
Border
I
Patrol
hate
got
them.
overwhelmed, which means we sent thousands of ICE agents down there to help deal with that humanitarian crisis, to help secure the border.
Yep.
Now we have millions of people released in this nation.
I think
Many-
that also, like, one thing that he does really well is that he uses messaging that is effectively, like, it's very good at countering their messaging. Like, for example, he said the border crisis was a humanitarian crisis. He's talking about throwing babies into water to distract from drugs and stuff like that. So he's willing to use these emotional appeals in a way that I think that, Trump doesn't really do a lot. Vance doesn't do a lot. And in my opinion, like, I don't like to have to make decisions based off of that, but a lot of people think that way. They do. Don't shame mental illness. I don't shame mental illness, but I also don't want to be ruled by it.
Unvetted. Now we got to find them. Before the big
Playing
beautiful bill,
games.
we had a total just under
Being cute.
5,000 deportation officers
Wanna hear
looking for
that.
millions of people, many in public safety threats. So yes, we needed Border Patrol to come and help on our mission.
Shut the fuck up.
And reason for the massive deployment is because of the threats, because of the violence.
Mm-hmm.
Our officers need to be protected. If I'm on an operation, an arrest team, I'm going to a house.
Yeah.
I got to be busy with that guy, the dangerous guy.
Exactly.
And I can't keep looking over my shoulder at what's happening outside the house.
At the shriek of
So we brought
Karens.
extra resources in to provide that security. And
Yep.
as I said, as we
Should've never
drilled
happened.
down on these great agreements we got and this great understanding we have means less.
Exactly.
So we can draw
don't need
down
'em.
those resources. When the violence decreases, we can draw down those resources. But based on the discussions I've had with the governor and the AG,
They aren't even
we can
dishonest.
start
No.
drawing down those resources as far as those looking for public safety threats being released and do it in the jail with much less people. So the drawdown is going to happen based on these agreements. But the drawdown can happen even more if the hateful rhetoric and the impediment and interference
Yep.
will stop.
Exactly. Yeah. None of this had to happen. None of this had to happen. That guy should still be alive.
Border Patrol, I was a Border Patrol agent. These men and women are
Should I
patriots.
try to break Ouija out
God
of prison?
bless, God
Remind me
bless
after
them. They're
this.
here to help us. And the drawdown will come soon, depending on when this actually, I see
Yep.
this in play.
Then it happens.
But the agreements
smart.
have alone is going to cause a significant drawdown. So you're going to see a drawdown.
Ben,
No,
go ahead.
but just on a personal,
Go
just,
ahead, Ben.
you've been doing this
Ben,
for
go
40
ahead.
years. Just a
Tom Homan.
follow-up.
Ben, go ahead. No,
First off, Ben Burkbaum, Real America's Voice News. On behalf of the American people, I just want to say thank you to you and to all of the agents that
Man.
are putting their lives on the line
That's
to
right.
go after the people that were allowed in the last administration. We watched that happen in the media, the honest media,
Crazy.
covered up by many of the media that are behind me. We want to say thank you
True.
and to all the men and women that are out there. Can you talk to us about what's
Yeah,
being
yeah,
done
yeah, exactly.
with the leadership?
And you and I understand this intuitively. Like when we're in the apocalypse, we're not leaving any zombies with their heads intact, all right? You and I know this intuitively, and I wonder where that comes from. And how you get how do you dissociate from reality so much? Man, is it horrible that I think a lot of this just comes to like IQ? Is this just an IQ problem? Like, look at this. Like, there is a lot of women who are in the midwit IQ range. And there's a lot of dumb men and a lot of smart men, and that makes sense. So was that what's going on here? Just so many midwits that they can trick themselves into thinking they can, like, I'm gonna be so perfect that I'm gonna be able to do the minimal amount of damage and still be safe and get out of this scar free. I don't know. It's weird.
Leadership on these signal chats, on these WhatsApp chats that are organizing the attacks against you, the obstruction against you. Are we going to be arresting those individuals as well? And to the folks out there in America that voted for this, that want mass deportations because they saw a mass invasion under Joe Biden, what would you say to them? How are we going to get to that point?
First based question of the day. Absolutely unfathomably based question.
Well, first of all, about the organization and the funding of the attacks on ICE. I'm not going to answer a lot about that because I'm not going to show our hand.
He's smiling, bro. Like, oh, man. Man, that's just too bad. That's too bad. Y'all really thought you're being cute, huh?
But they'll be held accountable.
Yeah. Somebody probably got into it. Yeah. Wait, what was that?
I'm not going to answer a lot about that because I'm not going to show our hand. But they'll be held accountable. Justice is coming.
Justice is coming. All right.
Again,
all right.
we got to all remember why the questions we've seen and why we're here. What started this?
Yeah.
4 years of an open border.
Exactly.
Where millions of people are letting this country unvetted.
Why are you here? Why are you here trying to solve the problem?
For 4 years, we were told the border was secure.
Yeah.
4 years, we were told the border was secure, and we all knew it wasn't. And I want this to be a positive thing we're doing here today.
Yeah, it should be. It is.
I also want to remember the politicians
Obviously
are continually attacking us. Where were they the last 4 years?
Yep.
When the number of women, children, sex trafficking went all-time high. Where were they when 250,000 Americans died from fentanyl coming across the border? Where were they when women and children?
Mental health shouldn't exactly be shamed, but it shouldn't be revered. And those people put on a pedestal for overcoming when this is how they overcome. And that's how they justify it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a weird narrative, man.
Children are dying making that journey. Where were they? Over 4,000 families making that journey died. Historic record.
Holy shit.
Where were they? Not a word.
Because they don't give a fuck about these people. They just want to use them as political capital. They don't care if they die or not. They don't care if they get raped or not. They don't care if people get overdoses or not. They just want to import a voter base and then try to legitimize it. That's it. That's all they want to do.
Now we're just trying to respond to what happened the last 4 years and keeping this country safe.
Oh.
And we're arresting a lot of public safety threats, take them off the streets, which make this country safer. Keep them.
Yeah, it's like Tim Walz is out there with a loudspeaker over his fucking gated fucking house. Oh, go out there and die for me. Go out there and fucking fight. Don't stop fighting. Use your First Amendment right to punch an officer.
Promise to make this country safe again.
What an idiot.
And that's what we're doing. But
what a dumb bitch.
2.5 days up here, we made a lot of progress. I think everybody agrees on the criminal and public safety threats.
Yeah.
They agree it's much safer and easier to arrest an alien in a facility than send a whole team out in the field that's going to draw anger. Because now we got to send a
Obviously.
bunch of people to do something that could have been done by one or two people.
Yeah.
And I've said this for years. I have no ill will to anybody in Minnesota. All the people I talk to.
I do. I hate them.
We're never going to agree on
I hate 'em.
everything. We have different
Any of
philosophies
those
and different
officials,
opinions
I
on
do. I
immigration,
hate
but
'em.
we all agree this is a way to go to reduce safety, reduce crime, not reduce safety, reduce crime, and increase safety for our operations. More people in the jail means less people on the street.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple math.
It's pretty
Lana
ob-
Zach, CBS News. Everybody I've spoken with agrees that if somebody has a violent criminal history and is a
Yeah.
fugitive, they don't want them as their neighbor.
Well, they obviously don't agree. They don't agree because like they don't want them as their neighbor, but do they care if they're somebody else's neighbor? That's the question.
Oh, true.
You're talking about a targeted
They
operation.
want to sign you up for their problems.
Are you talking about targeting people whose crime is coming to this country, or is it a more specific definition now?
All operations will be targeted, but the prioritization are going to be criminal aliens, public safety threats,
Duh.
and national security threats. I've met with Mark.
And this is what he was saying this for 2 years. Like he's been saying this the whole time. Like this has always been the idea. Like some people are saying, "Oh, they're backing down." They said this before the election even was over.
staff. We got to allow them. We got to allow them to keep us busy. So that would be our focus.
So that is enough that's what there is not going to be
CNN
a
dumb
focus on
journalists?
people
Yeah.
who have no other crimes except for their status.
If you're in the country illegally, you're never off the table. But privatization doesn't mean forget, but you forget about everybody. So let me say this: if the message we send is you can enter this country illegally, it's a crime. Don't
Yep.
worry about it. You can have your due process, show up in court, not show up in court, get ordered removed. Don't worry about it. Unless you commit a serious crime,
Yeah.
you're good to go. If that's the message we send to the world,
You
you
can't
never
have
will
that.
fix this problem.
It's gonna be
The most
chaos.
vulnerable people in the world will make that dangerous journey like they did under Joe Biden administration.
Yep.
Over 4,000 aliens died making that journey. And it's, again, a significant increase in sex trafficking. Because when they did that and opened those borders up saying, we're not going to detain you, we're going to give you free health care, we're going to fly you to the city of your choice, put you in a free hotel room, give you 3 meals a day, and give you work authorization, we're just going to bring you in. And
Yep.
when they did that, they sent a message to the whole world, you can come and do this.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? They overwhelmed the men and women of the Border Patrol, where many days 70% of agents were pulled off that line. 70%. You don't think the criminal cars had a field day with that?
He's getting mad.
They created gaps for the cartels
Yep.
do their activity. And that's why you've seen the rise in fentanyl overdose. That's why you saw the rise in sex trafficking. The
It's amazing
2
he has
million
to play
plus
common
known
sense to them.
gotaways,
I know.
why did they pay more to get away? Why didn't they pay less? Turn yourself in, get
Yep.
released within 24 hours. You get a free airline ticket to the city of your
Yep,
choice.
and they give
We're
you
gonna give
money.
a free hotel room, and we'll give you free food and free medical
That's
care.
right.
And you can get work authorization in
Mm-hmm.
6 months. Why did 2 million people choose to pay more, not to
Yep.
take advantage of that giveaway program? They didn't want to be vetted. They didn't
Yep.
want to be fingerprinted. That scares the hell out of me, and it does still.
That's a lot
The
of
Trump
people in the
administration
country causing
with
problems.
ICE and Secretary Noem and Marco Rubio and the intelligence community, Tulsi Gabbard, we're all working together to try to identify who these people are, and we've already found many of them. But it's hard
Americans
work to
aren't
do.
even
But
treated
there
that
are
good? Yeah,
national
we're just trying
security
to get
threats
rid of
walking
them.
this nation because of the last administration.
Just want to get rid of them,
And
man.
they are one of our main priorities too.
Thank you. Can you please be specific about how many ICE and how many Border Patrol agents are currently operating in the state?
What?
I think we're near 3,000.
3,000 people?
There's been some rotations.
Yeah.
Another
Secretary
thing I witnessed when
Noem?
I came here, I'll share this with you.
Not Gnome.
I met with a lot of people, a lot of the agents.
It's a different name.
They've been in theater. Some of these people have been in theater for 8 months. So there's going to be rotations of personnel.
Yeah, of course.
Hopefully less now that we have some agreements. Maybe we can make it more efficient and safe. But
It's a luxury belief. There's luxury first world perspective. Humans have a need to suffer. I'm telling you. It's also a reason a lot of these people are women. It could be a key, but I think it's a lot of what we talked about the other night. They weren't made to operate on macro levels, except some outliers. It's overwhelming and leads to hysteria. Legit. I mean, this as a woman. They weren't made to operate on macro levels. I think you might be right. Yeah, it does seem like a lack of ability to kind of like zoom out. Because I think if women is very like, if this, then that, then this. Like, they're very good at like operating multi-dimensional. Like, if you're like, hey, if I let my kid, hit me in the face, they know they can think of like a bunch of bad conclusions that can come from that. But maybe they don't think about, is it morally right to let my kid hit me in the face or something like that? Or if I let my kid do this, what is he going to do at school? No, even they think about that. Is it just wrong? Is it just the wrong macro levels?
They've been in theater a long time, and so there's rotations happen all the time to get people out here and go home, get some rest, and see their families. Day after day, can't eat in restaurants. Day after day, having people spit on you and blow whistles at you.
Yeah,
day
it's awful.
After day, having all these threats at you. Day after day, having people trying to interfere with you.
Trying to find where you
day
live.
After day,
identify
they're
you.
human.
Yeah.
So we've got to rotate these people,
Smart.
and we've already rotated some. But my main focus now is drawdown, based upon the great conversations I've had with your state and local leaders. Again, I'm not a fool. I'm not walking away without seeing this put in place. But I take the word of the people I met with. I think they're honest, and I think they're good brokers, that they want public safety protected, and they also want what's happening in the city to go away. And that's my goal.
It seems like it's so obvious, right?
Mueller Newsmax.
It's so
the new
logical.
video of Alex
So
Preddy is
logical.
now circulating.
Oh, here
Your
we go.
reaction to that, and do you think law enforcement could have played a role if, like, let's say Minneapolis police were able to respond to that? Have those top law enforcement officials said they'll help or do anything to help these agents who are out here?
I'm not going to
Yeah,
comment.
I mean, they should, right? And I don't think he doesn't want to say that because he doesn't want to put them in a situation that makes them look bad, right? So someone's getting mad in chat. We haven't pulled anybody up today. And watch anything right-wing propaganda, try and debate on stream. I don't debate people. I just don't debate people, like, in general. Like, I don't like doing that or anything else. So, like, what about this you think is wrong? Detaining citizens and keeping there for days? They can absolutely detain you. ICE can legally detain you, and they can legally arrest you. You know that, right? I'll get this person. You have the right to deny their access. You have the right to deny their access. They break that. You don't have the right. You have to comply with the federal officer if they have a search warrant or something like that. Which in a lot of cases they do have a search warrant, and it is signed by a judge. They absolutely do. Like, this is it. Access denied. It's not even. None of what you're saying is true. It's an abuse of power done by untrained individuals. This whole idea of untrained individuals, this is a Reddit tier fantasy. It is. The person that killed Alex Preddy was an officer for 8 years. The guy that killed Renee Good was hired by Obama in 2014 after being a prior veteran. The idea that these people are untrained is bullshit. It's just not true. I don't know why you'd even say something that's so verifiably bullshit. What an idiot. Total Reddit mind.
On any of these shootings, I said from day one, I said on any of these shootings, as a career law enforcement officer, we'll let the investigation roll out.
Yeah, investigate
let the
it, figure it out.
investigation play out, and let it go where it goes. I'm not going to come out and make any comments that I think is right, wrong. Do I have an opinion? Yeah, my personal opinion, but I'm not going to share that with you.
Damn.
I'm going to tell you, let the investigation play out and see where it goes. But
that's professional. It's good that he
again,
does that.
the president, one of the words he said to me when I came up here, he said he don't want to see anybody die.
Nobody wants it. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The less interference, the less rhetoric, the less, there's just, I have buried Border Patrol agents and I buried ICE agents throughout my career, and the saddest thing I ever done is hold hand a folded flag to a wife or a child.
Yeah, it sucks.
I don't want to see anybody die, even the people we're looking for. I don't want to see anybody die. And despite what people think of Tom Homan, I say a prayer every night that everybody goes home safe.
Man.
This isn't good. But I think my conversations the last 2.5 days are leading us to a safer community. Let ICE officers operate in the safety and security of a jail more than on the street. I think anybody here with common sense would say it's safer to
problem, they
arrest
don't have
a public
common
safety
sense.
threat
In a jail rather
than the
than at
safety
their house.
and security of a jail.
That's right.
And let me tell you, what is that going to result in? Less collateral arrests.
Yep.
When we go find that bad guy, when we find that bad guy, many times it's with others. Well, guess what? They're in the country illegally. We're going to force immigration law. They're
AOE
coming to
damage. That's right.
You want less collateral arrest? Less in the jail. But we're going to force immigration law. For
Common
people
sense,
that
ain't that
saying
common?
we're here to
Yeah.
surrender our authority and the mission of enforcing immigration
Guy
law.
needs a
you are
vacation once
wrong.
he's done.
We're going to do
I bet he
targeted
loves his
enforcement
job. I bet this
operations,
is the vacation.
and we're going to
I bet this
prioritize
is
He's
a
probably
vacation.
happy.
the public safety threats and national security threats. That is we're here to.
Empathy doesn't work on a large scale. It works on family, community scale. There's so much more nuance on the larger playing field. Oh, I could see that. It's like you can only care for like 150 people or something like that. So their incentives to macro it only probably extend to that 150 people they know. And then afterwards they just lose greater perspective. That would make sense. That would be a good limiting factor.
To do.
Sir, no more questions.
Man.
No more questions, guys. Thank you.
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I think he cooked. He really did. Like, I'm so glad that we have this guy, and I think that the way that he talks about it is probably the best way, because he does it in a matter of fact. He's never antagonistic about it at all. He talks about it in emotional language that I think is, like their kryptonite, right? Is like, as they use emotional language, and you're using their spells against them, right? And
Women can't deal with that. It's just overwhelming because they see all the empathy not being applied, and it does destroy them. It's their nature to be like that, and you can't have to build on those feelings when it comes to law and order. We shouldn't have law and order. It would be forgiveness and millions of chances for people who don't deserve it. Well, fuck, man. What's going on in society sure looks a whole lot like what you just described. So women were happier when they weren't mainlining world stage politics and issues every single day with no filter. Yeah, I do agree. And I think this extends to men with more feminine tendencies. I think there's lots of lots of them had perverse incentives, like loving your partner and wanting to see them happy can cause you to do a lot of bad things. But I think there are like a subsect of like maybe 10% of men who have just like I don't want to say like a woman's brain, but like a female level of empathy. It sounds condescending and misogynistic, but it's just not. When we're built for that, and setting them up to destroy themselves, and they're ready to destroy themselves, they'll take the future. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I think in the Bible it's like man, woman, child is like the moral order of how you should. It makes sense. Down with them not having kids, not prioritizing raising them well because the real problems are overwhelming. Yeah, and there's like anecdotal stuff that makes sense for that stuff, but big picture wise, I get the logic. It's really hard to fight the despair. Yeah. And it's just so easy to distract yourself with things that you feel is bigger than you. Follow these women down the hole too because that's men's nature. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like 10% of men have like a more feminine, um, structure about how they think about things, and I think there's probably like 10% of men who, maybe 20% of men, who go along to get along, and that tends to fuck them over. Making them feel mentally safe too sometimes against their own ideas and what's yeah. Isn't just making sure it's also that. Yeah, I agree. I just think they're going about it obviously wrong. Um I think validating feelings is shouldn't be a good or bad thing. It should just be a state of the fact thing. Women aren't as flexible as they want to believe they are, and that's okay. They're delicate flowers. True.
This TikTok just made this moron homeless.
Best part about living in a high rise is you can just let your dog right here. Get rid of it, then you just go like this.
I'll be right back, real quick.
You can't park there!
I'm the guy who did 600 tattoos of KSI's name, and I did a tattoo of him every single day until he called me, and I'm still waiting for a phone call.
So today we're going to be going over another interesting topic. We're going to be talking about the lack of common sense that I'm seeing in the world. I do believe a lot of this stems from social media and the amount of time we all put into it, whether it's the lack of critical thinking skills because we could just Google it and use ChatGPT, or some of the insane decisions people make just for the smallest amount of attention online. This kind of issue is only going to get worse because it's not like this technology is going to disappear. It's only going to become more ingrained in all of our lives. We have a ton of different examples to go over today, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But we're going to start off with somebody making crazy choices just for some online engagement.
I'm the guy who did 600 tattoos of KSI's name, and I did a tattoo of him every single day until he called me, and I'm still waiting for a phone call. And I just want to say that this is only the beginning. I'm going to actually do 1,000 KSI tattoos at October 1st. We are almost there, so just stay tuned, put the notifications on, because 1,000 KSI tattoos is crazy.
I can confidently say that you're a disgrace to your family. I've never even met your family, but I know that you're a disgrace. You got 600 tattoos of another grown man that you've never even seen IRL. This man blocked you. You contacted him about all the tattoos that you got on for him and stuff like that, and he blocked you. You didn't get a video out of it. You didn't get no content. No, now
You're not getting my chats? I am. Can you not hear me?
With 600 tattoos.
Can you not hear me? Can you hear me? I hear you. Are you only reading the old ones? Are you behind? You might be behind, motherfucker. I read The Delicate Flowers, Women Aren't as Flexible, The Protecting Women is both physical and mental, that men follow women down holes because, men suck the suck. I get the laws just hard to fight. Despair. True. Down with them not having kids, not prioritizing raising them well because of real problems. I agree. I don't think I missed any of these. I think I just agree with you. Aha. So there.
Okay, KSI.
And I wish that this was bait just for some funny content online, but we go over to the account and he's still doing it. Apparently 2,000 KSI tattoos soon. Now, I'm not trying to downplay his account, but he has 16,000 followers on TikTok.
You're
That's not
okay,
nothing,
you're
but
okay.
comparing
No,
to
I'm glad
other
you checked,
influencers,
'cause
that's
if
pretty
you couldn't
small.
hear
I
me,
don't
that
think
would've been,
doing all of this and not even getting the attention of the person you're
would've been
tattooing on your
sus.
body is really worth it in the end. And you already know, clicking on one of my videos, I have to put in a clip of me hating on some gamblers, so here you go.
I just got my final notice on my doorstep saying if I don't pay $1,400 by tomorrow, they're about to cut my lights off. $1,400? That is outrageous. And I don't know about y'all, but I like keep my lights on. But the only way they're about to get it from me is I'm gonna put $1,400 on some dice and see if I can get this for free. Or if not, they gonna have to shut my off. Let's get it. $1,400. 50-50. I'll start lighting the candles.
Now I know that these types of videos are a funnel into other avenues to make money, so that's why they make ridiculous choices like this. He's got a link on his page to Roobet. I guess it's just another one of the FanDuels. I mean, there's a million sites. However, seeing this content day in and day out, especially the sports gambling guys, will slowly start eroding your brain and thinking that this kind of thing is okay. Let me just bet $1,400 on dice real quick, even though I can't pay my bills. I am glad that a lot more people are talking about the gambling problem in today's world, but it doesn't mean that it's going away anytime soon. But we'll move on to honestly people just recording themselves
KSI
committing
tattoos,
crimes.
crazy.
On one hand, I guess it's fine because it's a pretty cut and dry case of what happened. You are legitimately caught red-handed with video evidence on social media. But on the other side of the coin, where is the common sense in today's world? My mom throwing bricks at my dad's car 15 years after breaking up. You decided that this was a good idea to put on TikTok. Wow. How mature with 173,000 likes. That's how many eyeballs are on this video. Girl, take this down with 200,000 likes. Too late now. Recording a literal crime is crazy. The dad's lawyer after seeing this viral TikTok. Girl, this is something to post on the private or close friends or something. Please don't get her caught up. LOL, this is so funny. 500,000 likes. Girl, why are you posting the evidence? Incriminating your mom for views. There's thousands of these comments. There's another one that seems to be a trend on TikTok, taking the advertisements for movies from the mall, from movie theaters,
mostly
recording
empty
you and your
space for
friend
that,
just
though.
running off with it. And then going to some of the
Yeah.
comment sections are pretty interesting. Completely legal, by the way. My movie theater saved the security camera videos and sent it to the police who tracked their license to the home. There you go. That's how easy it is to be found in 2026. There's a 4K security camera at every corner. Hope the couple 100,000 or even couple million views on TikTok was worth it. I don't think so.
This TikTok just made this moron homeless.
Best part about living in a high rise is you can just let your dog right here. Get rid of it, then you just go like this. Look at that. Yeah.
Your actions have earned you the title Dog Poop Man. And after watching it, yeah, dude, sorry, you did that to yourself because it now seems like he's getting evicted.
And just like that, boys, Miami, we had a good run. So, guys, I end up coming home, check my front door, and I have 7 days to get the out, bro. Here on the balcony, for those of you that saw, ended up not being a harmless video.
But he made another video, another update.
So I'll be homeless in about 6 days. I went from living this dream life to damn near going homeless.
You documented yourself throwing dog poop off of your balcony. Absolute life skill issue.
I think one of the comments from this video says it perfectly. Then he pressed post. You thought that this was a good idea, that there would be no consequences. Zero critical thinking skills whatsoever. And funny enough, this isn't even a one-off issue. Here's another one on screen. Now that I live in a penthouse, I can golf from my balcony every day and hit all the 9-to-5 workers below me to knock them into reality. You really can't make this kind of stuff up. Your 5 roommates are kicking you off the police. Isn't that the truth? You could literally be reported for a crime, and there's video evidence to prove it. We got another example up on screen. Throwback to me yelling at the car wreck and end up turning into one. If you haven't seen these types of videos, it's somebody who drives by a car accident saying, hey, you know you can't park there, right? It was funny like the first or second time you saw those videos, but then it got really old very quickly. And then this person decides to do it as well and ends up in her own car wreck because she's not paying attention. To add on top of it, them also posting this online, if it was me, I would have never put it up because of how embarrassed I would have been. But that's not the thought process in today's world. Anything for just a little bit of engagement. Here we have another example that I just have to talk over because the audio is horrendous. The amount of wind noise makes the audio useless, but it's somebody who decided to show everyone how she sideswiped a pole and completely wrecked her Cadillac Escalade. Basically playing it off like it's not that serious, even though it's a six-figure car. You could obviously see the amount of damage, and she uses the excuse that I'm just a girl. That's exactly what the description showed as well. We could go over to the comments. I'm sorry, but the I'm just a girl is so insulting to those who don't think this behavior is cute. Exactly. If you hit stuff regularly, that's probably an indicator that you shouldn't be driving a car that big. But the Escalades, the Yukons, the Tahoes, Suburbans, Expeditions are all the mom dream cars. I'm gonna have one child and then decide to drive around a small school bus 24/7. What can go wrong? As an Escalade owner, I know it has sensors and cameras all over the place. The creator replies, well, they didn't make a peep. Oops. Honestly, how in the world could you possibly not see a yellow pole? Your insurance must be through the roof. But we can move on to yet another example of a series that I have on this channel, because that's how common this problem is. People getting fired from their work because they can't stop recording themselves on the job.
Hey guys! So last night I got fired from Texas Roadhouse, and it is because of that one video that I have. I took it down thinking that I would still keep my job, and I tried to make a deal with them, and my boss, she said no.
Yeah, it's
But
she.
the reason why
It's she.
is
That's
the
why they said
Texas
no.
Roadhouse Biggest Pet Peeve video blew up, and one of our guests saw it, and they reported me.
I didn't see the video. Someone tell me what it was about. It was a video of her going around asking the employees their biggest work pet peeves while working at Texas Roadhouse. Most were just like customer icks, basically nothing for her to get fired for, but you're still going around making videos while you're on the clock. I saw the video. Texas Roadhouse was right to fire you. You're the first impression people associate with Texas Roadhouse, and it wasn't good. Don't apologize. You didn't do anything wrong. You have opinions on your pet peeves as everyone does. That's not the problem. The problem is, again, that you recorded a whole bunch of employees and customers and decided to put it up online, getting hundreds of thousands or millions of views. And we have another comment talking about this follow-up video. Servers need to stop. It looks so bad to come on TikTok and complain. As a server of 36 years, this video infuriates me. If you're at the point where you are posting TikToks as some sort of creator or influencer, you have 100% seen some of the videos of people getting fired because they were recording at work. So you're just going right along and doing it anyway. You can't really be surprised. I honestly don't know what else to say.
You know something that I'm learning about the world that we're living in? You have to be extremely specific, extremely literal, and impeccably concise with every word that you say, because people are looking to misunderstand you. People are looking to have an argument with you. People are looking to just have a bad day. And it's sad that common sense is not so common. When you're trying to prove a point, or when you're trying to exercise a point to people, they're literally going out of their way to misunderstand you, and it's sad.
I think this is super common online. It's almost like a pastime for some people to just get into arguments with other users, yelling back and forth into the void. It's not like you're going to change anybody's opinion. It really must be some form of entertainment for people out there. I mean, we have an example right here of pet owners getting very angry at this woman.
Yesterday I made a video that triggered a lot of dog parents, but I said that dogs aren't human.
Dogs aren't
Basically,
humans?
my main point in the video was
Are
just
you
that
offended?
dogs aren't
You should be
human. They
offended.
don't have to go every single indoor place that humans go. And I am getting so
This is just a bad
many
take.
comments of people like, well, people bring their kids and babies. What is a kid and what is a baby? Quickly. Human? Yeah, let's refer to the beginning of the video again. Dogs are not what? human. There we go. There we
There's a
go.
human
It's like
inside
people
the
are
fur.
deliberately
Both
missing
are
the
right.
point.
I'm not.
Now I know that this could be a topic in and of itself, and I really think this problem's only going to be getting worse with the younger generations. What's your critical thinking skills going to look like when we start seeing articles like this? Nearly a third of kids can't use books when starting school, and try to swipe them like phones.
If my child started swiping a book like it was a tablet,
Translate boyo to human, and he'd be drooling on himself. He'd be simple. He would be simple.
thus outing me to the preschool teacher that not only has my kid never touched a book, but
He
they've
would
also
be
never even seen
an
me open a
amazing
book,
human.
I would pull him out immediately and we would just try again in
Amazing
another school.
specimen.
Turning pages was on our development questionnaires. How do you get that far gone? Some of my students have never even held a crayon before coming to kindergarten. Stop it, this has to be fake. I can't believe this. I hope it is fake. My niece had this problem when she was 3 to 4 years old. I asked my sister-in-law about it, who proudly exclaimed, "I don't read to her, why would I?" Oh man. I know we've dived deeper on this channel with this topic. Gen Alpha is not doing too well in school right now. They're having pretty tough times just reading. So unless there's major changes happening very quickly, the future is just not looking too great. Now we could switch over to some of the products that get shoved in our face all the time, the TikTok shop, the Temu fails. Again, at this point, if you're still getting scammed with these really low quality items, I don't really know what else to do. There are so
Would
many
be the
different
best
examples
boy,
online.
Peter Pan syndrome.
Oh yeah, buy the
so he'd
Vivor
never grow
floor
up.
off TikTok
mature.
shop. This is the garbage.
Just be grateful
that
he's pretty.
TikTok shop
He's
sells.
body
Now I'm
chan.
trying
Leave
to
it at
look at-
that. Yeah. Who am I thinking of? Oh man.
Every time I try to push anything
I'll
over it,
remember.
it pulls up. This is what's happening. This floor is garbage. Don't believe a word TikTok shop says. That indented from my tire sitting on it. That is just from a tire sitting, a car in my garage, on the garage tile floors. This was like $900 in tiles, and they're all cheap rubber, and they bend, and they pull up, and they warp. This is what it looks like. It took me so much time to build this. All that happened just from pushing a toolbox on it.
This one wasn't even that cheap, almost $1,000 worth of these tiles for it to be basically
Charlie from
useless.
Always
Now
Sunny.
I know that
yes,
there's a lot of creators
exactly.
that all of their
like he'll be
content on
smart in his own
TikTok is
way.
just buying these
because
products.
in his own autistic way, he'll be smart, and he'll do the things. Like he'll be like, oh, I'm like Dad. I'll just do the things. But they'll definitely be be simple.
Showing you how much of a scam it is, but I guess it doesn't matter. The
EBC.
purchases just keep rolling in. I mean, we could go over to another clip that's been happening for what, the past 6 years since the pandemic? Just an unbelievable amount of terrible Temu products.
When you sell your living room set
Can't
and
just
then you order
release
from
him into the
Temu,
world.
cabrón.
No handler. You can't just raw dog him into the world.
How's your family? Beautiful.
Imagine you buy a phone on Temu S23 Ultra, and then it's that you get it. What's the size of that piece?
Temu got me because I thought I was buying this bat ornament, not a photo of someone holding the bat ornament. Like, what the is this?
Now, I know most of these clips are pretty funny at the end of the day, but still, you can't be getting got by these products in 2026 now. I would say that everybody knows that they're a scam, but I guess that's not the case. I do have a lot more examples, but I think you guys get the point. We'll just finish off this video with this clip.
This solar company convinced this customer to put solar panels on their aging roof. Now this customer needs a new roof, and they have to pay to have this solar system removed off the old roof and installed onto a new roof. And this is going to add to the cost of their solar project, meaning they're not saving as much money in the long run as they could have. Make sure you do not get taken advantage of by a solar company. Solar power is absolutely a great choice if it's done on the right home. You should never have solar installed on an aging roof or a roof you know needs to be replaced.
Now, I'm not some amazing handyman or master carpenter, but you could clearly see that that roof is pretty worn down. I know that there's a lot of issues with solar and the shady companies trying to get you to sign contracts that are a complete scam, but at the end of the day, you're the one signing on the dotted line. You didn't realize that this was going to be a problem, a pretty costly one at that as well. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words, so we're going to end it here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Uh-oh, it's knocking on our door. The trick-or-treaters from Hollywood have arrived with their AI productions now. Darren Aronofsky, a world-renowned director whom I'm sure you're familiar with at least some of his work, like Requiem for a Dream, Black Swan, The Whale, most recently Caught Stealing, which I'm not sure if it did like super well in the box office or not, but he is a director with some real meat behind him. And he has just released a trailer for an AI series called On This Day 1776. It is a fully AI-generated production that uses some real voice actors to do the voice acting, so it didn't just steal people's voices for it. Wow. What a saint. But that's the only thing it didn't steal. Not even Gollum's appearance was safe. Look at the way Benjamin Franklin looks in this fucking trailer. He looks like Gollum if he went to a boarding school, or like one of those manners courses, those etiquette classes. Oh my god, it is revolting. It is a complete disaster of a trailer and a terrible idea to just fully AI generate a movie or a show. It's something that we've all known is coming because they haven't exactly been shy about wanting to replace everything in the creative space like art, video games, and shit.
Gentlemen, we're gonna try this shit out. Heard a lot of questionable opinions about it. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out today.
It's like an anime game. Okay. Only one more hour and then it's cutie time? Yeah. Could you imagine a Studio Ghibli game? Oh yeah, that would be amazing. Somebody's gonna make it. With how easy it is to gimbify things, somebody's gonna make it. I forgot that Asmongold played that Hobbit game. It was like Tales of the Shire. When I was looking through his thing, and I was like, oh, maybe that'd be a good one, but he didn't seem to enjoy it. But it's not really his style of game, so I don't know. But I think a Ghibli one would be dope. Hobbit game, right? Yeah.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. BLM terrorist and Don Lemon have been arrested. Bill Clinton is being held in contempt of Congress, and he'll be arrested. And now we're getting the release of the Epstein list. All of it. It's actually happening. I mean it. It's not clickbait. It's real. Hundreds of thousands, millions of files of the Epstein list will be released today, Junior. Millions of explosive Epstein files dumped by DOJ in shock releases, and they're already ending careers. They're already ending careers of some of the most evil people on Earth. Today, the U.S. Justice Department will release 3 million pages, 180,000 images, 2,000 videos from Jeffrey Epstein. So maybe the file was sitting on her desk. I don't know, man. Here's Todd Blanche. He's the Deputy Attorney General, just quickly summarizing this.
Around him. Today we are producing more than 3 million pages.
It's a lot.
Including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images.
Okay.
In total, that means that the department produced approximately 3.5 million pages in compliance with the Act. Just a quick note about the the videos and images. The 2,000 videos and 180,000 images are not all videos and images taken by Mr. Epstein or someone around him. They include large quantities of commercial pornography.
So we've heard this before, that a lot of, there's a lot of adult content in here. Some of it is just saved adult content that doesn't have anything to do with Epstein or his island. But some of it is already bringing down the careers of the most powerful and richest people on Earth. So here it is. It's actually happening. DOJ released 3 million Epstein files today, but only one woman's face will be shown. That would be Ghislaine Maxwell. Everything else will be blacked out. Now, these are just starting to trickle out right now. I want to focus in on this guy. You probably know this guy. Guy who founded Microsoft. Big-time friend of Jeffrey Epstein. So close, in fact, that they had cute little inside jokes together. Like, here's one. I was wrong. Bill Gates signing a $1 bill. This was on Epstein's desk. Why would Bill Gates be giving Jeffrey Epstein $1 saying I was wrong and then signing it? Well, maybe this had to do with an STD test. Oh, yeah. Jeffrey Epstein says Bill Gates caught a sexually transmitted disease from Russian girls, suggested secretly slipping Melinda antibiotics, new email shows. Oh, no. What is this? So here's the email. And this sort of ties in to Jeffrey Epstein and his blackmail operation. Remember when they told us that there was no blackmail operation? No, there's a blackmail operation where Jeffrey Epstein set up Bill Gates, who at this time was the richest man on Earth, inarguably one of the most powerful men walking the earth. And he set up Bill Gates with young Russian girls. And that's what he was doing. You can see in some of the Epstein documents that's released, he's like, was very interested in Russian girls, like getting all of their sizes, weights, like a, NFL roster, checking in.
As you do.
And he was like
What's
ordering
the problem
them
here?
effectively. And for whom? Was it for Bill Gates? Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. This is from Jeffrey Epstein. I've decided to resign my position at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I've not come to this decision quickly. Great deal of thought during the past couple of weeks. Caught up on several marital disputes between Bill and Melinda. Great respect for my friend of 7 years. So on and so forth. In my role as his right hand, Bill Gates' right hand, I have been asked to and wrongly acquiesced into participating in things that have ranged from morally inappropriate to ethically unsound, and have repeatedly asked to do things to get near potentially over the line or illegal. Goodness. Though it was kindly suggested that I make the transition, 6 years of servitude, Bill wrote that he would give me 2 years of severance pay. I feel like it would be dishonest to myself and my future. From helping Bill to get drugs in order to deal with consequences of sex with Russian girls, to facilitating his illicit trysts with married women, to being asked to provide Adderall to bridge tournaments. I am no medical doctor. I have no prescription writing ability.
Okay, they need to stop saying young and either say underage or don't mention age because it's so misleading. I agree. 18 might be grossly young for many, but it's not illegal. Yeah, I think the separation between, like, and this is like one of the things the right is really good at, is being like young girls. The left does it a little bit too, like whenever they're doing sexual allegations against somebody, like, oh, he was talking to, they don't say young, what do they say? Underage, and it's like she's 17 and he's 19, and you're just like, she is underage, but like the age gap is weird there. But the right's very much like, if there's a, 5 to 10 year fucking gap, they think it's like pedophilia.
So this is Jeffrey Epstein saying that he's resigned. He was very close with Bill and Melinda Gates. Is this why Melinda Gates, in these interviews, when she has been asked a single time about Bill Gates and Epstein, sounded like not great?
Contact with Jeffrey Epstein, and that
Yeah, saying young is so icky when reporting stuff like this. It's not actually
you were
illegal.
not.
Yeah.
That was very upsetting to you. Did that play a role in the divorce at all in this process?
Yeah, as I said, it's not one thing. It was many things.
but I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, no. And you made that clear to him? I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time. Did you? Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it after.
So he was evil personified, and your husband was like in love with him. And according to Jeffrey Epstein, according to his own emails, he was there getting facilitating a ton of Russian shit. Now this has been
I'm still gonna judge, but it's not a crime just because you want it to be. Yeah.
confirmed, by the way. Bill Gates' affair with young
I'm gonna
Russian
judge you
chicks
fairly,
has been
okay?
confirmed in multiple accounts and in multiple reports. And Jeffrey Epstein set up this relationship. Bill Gates could constantly be seen at Jeffrey Epstein's house, hanging out, chilling out. And Bill Gates could be seen with, younger women. They talk about this. He's in the files. And it was actually these Russians that Bill Gates would play bridge with. That was the one that was famous. That was all set up by Jeffrey Epstein. And then Jeffrey Epstein blackmailed Bill Gates over this. So you're blackmailing the single most, and by the way, this is at a private airport, right? That's the name of a private airport signature. This is Bill Gates flying on a plane with the young women. Okay. Well, how much more do you need, right? So he said that Bill Gates got an STD, and he recommended, from these Russian women, and he recommended slipping Melinda special pills in order to deal with it. How did Bill Gates want to deal with Jeffrey Epstein?
I regretted having those dinners. And there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Sure, it was just
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead. So, in general, you always have to be careful.
Look at that. I've never seen anything like this. Look at his evil grin. This is one of the most evil men on earth. So many smooth brain libs trusted this demon with their health during COVID. Look at this guy. He's dead. Dude, evil. You are evil. Tucker and Elon said the same thing.
Do you think there's some overlap?
Strong overlap.
Strong overlap.
When are we going to see that list, do you think? I don't know. It's mind-blowing that they've not tried to prosecute even one. Not even the worst offender on the Epstein client list. They've not even tried to prosecute even one. That's insane.
Well, because they have a lot of diabetic grandmothers who were outside the Capitol on January 6th. They're kind of occupied.
Yeah, they've put 500 or 600 January 6th protesters in prison, and not one person on the Epstein client list.
Will that ever come out, do you think?
I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Gates.
And Gates.
Yeah.
Now that's the actual richest man on earth. One of the smartest, of course. He was right. Damn it. He was right. That's the only bombshell that we have thus far. Obviously, there's millions and millions of documents and photos and images to go through. So get ready. 3 million pages of records. In none of the communications, even when doing his best to disparage President Trump, did Epstein suggest President Trump had done anything criminal or have any inappropriate contact with any of his victims. But that's not true of Bill Gates. Ladies and gentlemen, we're cooking today. Stay tuned for more. But Democrats swung at Trump with the Epstein files, and it looks like they're going to take out their biggest donors, and it looks like they're going to take out their own presidents over it. Look at that. Get ready. There's a reason why Clinton looks like death warmed over, man. He knows what's coming. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.
More Epstein stuff. Amazing. Wife celebrates divorce after 16 years of marriage.
We're divorced! Happy Father's Day! You're a single man! You're a single man, friend! Happy Father's Day!
We all worried about the $10K a month. That was a joke. That man is not paying me $10,000 a month, okay? I have to pay him, all right?
Hey, what's up everyone, Top5 Dude back on your screen. Now in this video, we'll be taking a look at some of the worst dating moments caught on camera.
So what, you gonna do it or what? Like...
No, I'm not doing that, babe. I'm sorry. We had history, right? And if I block him, he's gonna be like upset. He's gonna be worried and wonder where I've been at, what I've been doing.
Why? Oh my gosh. Why the f you worried about what he's gonna be worried about?
If it's my ex, why wouldn't I be worried? Of course, I still care. Like,
listen, if you're not gonna block him, I'm not gonna be in a relationship.
We don't have to block each other's exes. Like, that's corny to me. I want him to see us. I want him to see how
now you want
I
him to
got
see
me a
us.
good. I got me like
you about to lose
a
a
nigga
good nigga.
that's
That's
way
about to
better
do.
than him.
If you can't block him right now, I'm gonna have to go drop you off home.
I'm not blocking him. I'm not blocking
all right,
him.
cool.
I don't care. So I don't know what you about to do because I'm not blocking him. I don't care. I love you, and I don't love him anymore, and I'm not blocking him. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, this is a huge red flag. If it makes her current boyfriend feel better if she blocks him, then why not do so? There is no reason for her to talk to her ex-boyfriend whatsoever, so yeah, you can just go ahead and block him.
This is what I'm willing to do, Laney. This is my wife, Laney. This is Eric. I love my wife. I want to be with my wife for life. There's nothing more in the world that I want than my wife. And I have moved my shit to Florida because you told me to. Now I'm telling you, you're telling me I keep leaving you and I'm not helping you fight for your kids. This is what I'm going to tell you right here on camera on video for you. I am willing to drive to Florida today, move everything back and pay all the thousands of dollars. You told me the truth about everything there is to know about you and the wrongs you've caused me. I've done the same. And yet here we are today. You tell me you've never cheated on me again, right?
Nope.
And so today, you won't let me look in your phone. For what reason? Why?
Because it's not your business.
Right. It's not my business what's in your phone. We're married. We're actively together. You can have my phone anytime you want. You used to say I can have your phone anytime I want. That's what you used to say all the time. Now, all of a sudden, I showed up to her house unexpectedly, and I can't look in her phone today.
No.
Why, honey? In the rest of the world, what would you think it was?
You're nuts.
I'm nuts. I know. Because you don't want me to see that phone, I'm nuts.
This guy definitely wasted his time. I'm 100% sure that she's cheating on him, and yeah, he should get out of there as fast as possible.
We're divorced! Happy Father's Day! You're a single man! You're a single man, friend! Happy Father's Day!
Yeah, I got my court papers. Thank you.
Here's his divorce paperwork. It got delivered on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
Who wanna holler at me? Holler at me.
He's a single man, ladies. He's up for grabs. He's up for
looking for a
grabs.
stepmom.
All right. They looking for a stepmama. Nibby right here. They looking for a stepmama. Happy Father's Day, fam.
All right, so apparently I owe you guys a story time. I was not expecting that video to blow up, and even more so, was not expecting y'all to be trolling me like that. I will give you guys a story time, but I do want to talk to my ex-husband because I don't want to embarrass him too much, and I don't want to make him sound like he's this horrible person because I promise he's not. He did do some horrible things to me, and I mean, I'm not perfect. I did some crazy things to him too. Ultimately, yes, he did cheat, and for all those, oh, you're supposed to be married till death do you part, I took him back after that, okay? And he not only just cheated, there was a lot more to that. We'll get into that, but I did try to make it work. I did. I felt really guilty, and for all you guys talking about, I'm so happy, I was literally almost on my deathbed last year. I'm talking about therapy 3 to 4 times a week, okay? I had 10 hours of therapy a week, okay? To the point they almost committed me. And I wasn't always happy. This is the end, okay? You guys didn't see the before, okay? I'm just showing you guys the end. And this is a happy moment for both of us, okay? He's good, okay? I just called him to let him know to read the comments on my TikTok for all y'all that are rooting for him. He said he's good, okay? And for all y'all talking about he should have been with the black queen, he done already moved on, got another white girl. And if you really must know, I'm half Latina, okay? My mama from Guatemala, okay? So yeah, and all y'all worried about the $10K a month, that was a joke. That man is not paying me $10,000 a month, okay? I have to pay him, all right? This beautiful house that I get to live in, I didn't just get it, okay? The house with the kids, yeah. I gotta pay him for that, all right? Yes, he has to pay me child support. I have 2 of his kids. So I'm not just after it for the money. Oh, and guess what? I forfeited all of my rights to everything that I was entitled to, okay? Because guess what? I didn't care about the money. I cared about my peace more, okay? I just wanted to be out of that relationship because all of the trauma that I've gone through, which I will give you guys all that. Just not tonight. I'm tired. I wasn't expecting this. I need to get ready. I'm going on vacation this week. And for everybody saying this is not anybody's business, yeah, you're right. But this is my TikTok, and I post my life and what I'm going through. And this is a pretty big moment for me. But yeah, just stick around. I promise I will give you guys a story time. I just, there's so much, and it's really hard to pack it all in. So it'll probably be like in separate stories. But I'll try not to make it too much because I know how annoying that is. But I promise I'll give it to y'all. I promise. So stay tuned.
In my opinion, some things are just better to be kept private, and this is one of them.
I just had a guy ask me out on a coffee date. I'm sorry, I don't drink coffee. But even if I did, I wouldn't go on the date because I feel like I'm more of an investment than a coffee date. I just think that that's very high school and I don't like it. And when I try to explain in the nicest way that why I'm not interested, he's trying to give me other ideas that's basically on the same level as coffee. Like, oh, let's go to ice cream. Let's go to a bakery.
There's gotta be a better way
And here's another
to
one.
organize dating.
But yet, you're complaining about a grown-up date and still single.
I'm not a sweets person, not a bakery person. I'm a lunch and dinner person. So take me out to lunch and dinner. He's like, oh, but what if we don't click? And then I spent all this money on an expensive dinner and, you know, you're just going to walk away from my life. I never said it had to be an expensive dinner, but I like dinner. I don't like dessert. I am a high value woman. I am a classy lady.
You have value, but you don't want your dinner to be expensive. And you don't know that dinner would cost more than a coffee date. Now, what class was you in school?
I don't know about you guys, but I would personally never spend a lot of money on a first date. I think it's way more important to first get to know each other, and then once you actually start liking each other, that's when you can spend some money on each other.
As far as definitely having a good time, but I feel like you didn't really put a whole lot of effort into what you wore tonight. Feels kind of lazy.
You're talking about the hoodie?
Yeah, sorry.
Well, I mean, this isn't a fancy restaurant, so I didn't...
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I dressed up and everything, and you're just kind of bumming.
Well, honestly, this hoodie helps me regulate. Like, it's hard for me to go out in social situations, like, my anxiety to, like, squeeze these stress balls, especially, like, first date jitters. Like, so I'm sorry if my outfit, I just thought, like, my mental, you know, would be...
Well, hey, look, do you mind? I'll be back. I gotta use the bathroom, okay?
Okay.
So yeah, this guy decided to ghost her over her outfit. I personally would have handled that situation way different. I most likely would have gone through with the date and then just went my own way after. There is no need for him to tell her what to dress like, in my opinion.
Listen, I date men that are worth over $50 million. I ask them, sometimes on the first date, but definitely by the second date, to give me a gift. Now, I'm not going to tell them what to gift me because I want to see how generous they are, but they are not allowed to get me flowers because I already get myself flowers.
Do you think these chicks talk different when they're not filming themselves, like less insufferable? They'd be like, that first date has to be expensive, and then 2 months later be like, he love bombed me. True. That's for real. Make it make sense. Yeah, that duality, that ability to not take any accountability is an amazing human mechanism. Men do it too, but women seem to do it a lot online. Do I think they're not like that when they're not filming themselves? Man, this goes back to like the mask thing, where I think some people have like a social mask, and if you can break the mask away from them, then they end up being reasonable people. But it's really hard to get that mask off a lot of times. So I'm sure they're that person while they're at work. I'm sure they're that person when they're with friends and family. So maybe she has one person in her life that she's more reasonable with. But people who wear that mask essentially 24/7, big sus, man. Big sus.
Every week. Like, I don't need flowers, please. And I have a cat. I have like literally standards and like ways that I conduct myself. So if you, as a man who is worth $50 million, generating millions of dollars, a lot of them are worth hundreds of millions of dollars because of their businesses, and they can't do small stuff like that. They can't put a date together, something nice, something generous, like a good conversation, like talk to me about what it is that you are going to do for me, how you're going to woo me, like talk about future plans, get to know me as a person.
I figure it's how they are around their girlfriends and on social media when they have mostly female audiences. Yeah, I agree. That's what I mean, though. It's that, like, does she have any man in her life or any family member in her life where she's not that person? Because, man, fuck. Depressing.
Like, no. Also, there's like no opening my legs. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. It's not on the table. It will never be. And I get everything that I want. They give me everything that I want and beyond. Because at the end of the day, a guy who has a CEO mindset, who is telling the entire world what to do every day, wants to be told what to do.
This is definitely not a way to find actual love. For this woman, dating seems to be a business model. The only thing she wants from these men are materialistic things.
That for other people to be able to see you, because let's be clear, you're trying to impress only one person. It looked to me like you were trying to impress a whole room with you yelling and carrying on, wearing what you were wearing. But you succeeded. I'm sure you got a lot of attention. I just don't like that kind of attention. So just moving forward.
Okay, and that's so okay. No, I actually don't think there is a moving forward. To be so real with you, this attitude that you're giving right now is not the kind of man that I would want to date. So we can just.
Or is it me being truthful?
No, I think there's a way that you can deliver information that isn't the way that you're delivering it, and clearly, like, it didn't work out. So you could have just said, "Hey, I had fun. I don't think it's a match. Like, best of luck. Wish you no ill will."
I had a good time. I had a good time. I just don't think that you were doing things that me in the future would, want to continue to happen. So I'm telling you now, these are the things I want you to fix.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's where you got me messed up, because there's nothing that I did that I need to fix. I am who I am, and so you can actually just stop the car right now. I can get a ride.
But I'm already driving, so.
Just don't want to spend the next 30 minutes in a car with you after that presentation.
Okay, but I'm also not going to drop you off wearing what you're wearing in the middle of the road for you.
Oh, okay. No, I actually no. No.
I have to agree with her on this one. He should have just told her he doesn't like her and moved on with his life. I don't really see much wrong with her dress either if they went out for dinner, so yeah, what's the problem? Anyways, this was it for today's video, guys. If you...
Oh, this guy's got a sneaky woman W in at the end. This motherfucker, what does he think he's doing?
I was wrong. I predicted this would not happen for several years. I was saying on Timcast IRL, my other shows, that within about 2, maybe 3 years, we'll be at the point where you can auto-generate a video game. Now, on Timcast IRL, I've done some funny things. I've used Gemini to vibe code a video game. For instance, much to the offense of many people, I made a video game called Alien Invaders, in which case little dots are moving down the screen trying to get past a line at the bottom, and you're a little spaceship trying to shoot the alien invaders. And it was meant to be an offensive joke about illegal immigration, but it was an alien game like Space Invaders. That was kind of the joke, right? I vibe coded this in about 10 minutes, and I developed a bunch of really interesting things for it. Super easy to do. I made charge weapons, I made bombs, and so you have a little spaceship, and every time you destroy an alien spacecraft, you will earn points. Those points will eventually power up level.
Wow, do I not care, Tim?
Level you up, experience points, but also could be spent. And then your weapons will get stronger. And then you can purchase bombs.
Tell me what you really
it's
want
really,
to tell
really
me.
fun, to be honest. You can create these things. I made a lightning arc ability for the spaceship, where once you fully charge up a power meter and hit the button, lightning strikes every alien spacecraft.
Yes, you're very proud
with
of
a
it.
diminishing damage return
cool.
every time it
very
arcs.
Cool, dude.
That took me 10 minutes to do. And so I predicted this, that in the next few years, you'll be able to tell the machine, I want to play World of Warcraft, or I want Skyrim, I want Elder Scrolls, I want a new Fallout game. Render it, and it'll do it in real time. Well, my friends, it's here. This is Google's Project Genie, which is one of the most insane things I've ever seen. Now, admittedly, it's very rudimentary, but we are at the point where you can create an environment and a character. This is a default preset created by Project Genie. I hit the roll the dice button, and this is one of their presets, so you can experience this version of this world it generates. You can move around, your character can jump. Now again, we're not at the point where you're generating Skyrim, but I'll argue this. If this technology is available now, check this out. You can move around and explore the world. Imagine what they have inside of Google already. So it's a little Grim Reaper, I guess, running around this poorly lit world. Oh, let's spin around. Scanning his body. Sitting in a room with a bunch of cameras, scanning, taking like 10,000 pictures, loading into AI. Then he was reading lines. He like reads several sentences, excuse me. And they're going to be able to then program a clone of him. This stuff already exists. And so there we go. Look how fast that was. Here we go. Look at that. I said Times Square, young man, create the world. You see, I think the problem was copyright infringement, to be completely honest. It probably kept pulling training data, which looks too much like Fallout, and then it's got filters that say you can't copyright infringement. But Times Square, young man walking through Times Square. Look how okay, so that was fast. So right now, you get 60 seconds to explore this world. And it is very, very rudimentary. I don't know if he'll jump, because I've tried to do Times Square jump before, it didn't work. Now, here's what gets interesting. It's rendering in real time. So the little skeleton man worked a lot better than this. If you turn around, is he actually going to turn around? He's not. He's giving me the business. He doesn't want to turn around. We'll turn the camera around. Everything changes. Look at that, dude. It's rendering it all in real time, this environment. I'm going to turn back around. It's probably going to be all different looking. Is it? No, actually, wow, it's largely the same. This stupid program won't make anything work. I've done a few things. I've done like a... that actually was very, very quick. See, normally that's how it goes. This is only available to people who have Ultra Gemini or whatever it is. So when I saw this, I was like, I'm going to try it out. Look at this. This is wild.
Very cool.
So they could make... they don't need to make it so that the character is always running forward. They're limiting this because they're demoing it for you. But imagine... the forest is always pretty dark, right? Look at that. This is wild, dude. Man, can we jump? Yeah, look at that. You can cheating. Fantastical urban environment. The character is riding a snowmobile. Let's do this. We're going to change to third person, and we're going to put young woman in ice gear and with ice pick. Let's do that. Let's see if that can work. Let's see how oh, there we go. It's not going to work. I don't think it's going to work. It's going to give me the default that it already made, because this is going too quick, and it's already showing the snowmobile or whatever. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I knew it. Snowmobile, first person. That's still cool, though. This is just their... like the... How hard was that? Can you upload a photo and have it make the world? That would be crazy. Stop walking, bro. This one's not...
Very cool. Making your own video games, making your own movies.
You guys demisexual, because he did mention it. Is it? So, honey, I sat you down today because we need to talk. Yeah, babe, I love you. You know we can talk about anything. So, I really don't want your feelings to get hurt, and I want you to know that I will always be here for you. Oh my god, honey, absolutely. What's the matter? Did someone get hurt? Well, it's just that...
I don't know what the fuck that was. I saw Destiny's face, though. Ooh, save this for later. Nico, these clips mean something. What do they mean? Okay, this keeps
Just as
popping
we're
up, so
learning
let's see
how
what this is.
difficult a toll this freezing weather has taken on New Yorkers. Fox 5's Lisa Evers is at City Hall where Mayor Mamdani just spoke about the cold weather. And Lisa, there is also breaking news on what we're hearing about 10 people have died due to this cold weather.
If you read the book Mao's Great Famine, one of the things that you might be struck by is that just prior to the Great Famine that wiped out millions of people in communist China, there was actually a great feast. And the reason there was a great feast is because all the different provinces in Mao's China actually reported a massive increase in the production of rice. So Mao actually mandated that people would have 5 meals a day in order to basically praise the amazingness of his new communist system. Now, of course, the reason why all these provinces actually reported an increase in rice production rather than a decrease is because one of the greatest crimes in an authoritarian communist regime is acknowledging a prelude to the famine that wiped out so many people. Well, this video right here of Mamdani talking about sanitation snowplowing operation that people on the left reacted to as if Zoran Mamdani invented plowing snow.
There's no doubt about it. Right now, a big winter storm is headed our way. It looks like at least 8 to 9 inches of snow, if not more. Luckily, when it snows here, New York City's strongest are on the front line. On Friday morning, the Department of Sanitation began preparing our roads and highways for the snowstorm. Thousands of DSNY trucks have been converted into snowplows, transforming our city sanitation department into the nation's largest snow fighting force. This weekend, each 12-hour shift will be staffed by more than 2,000 sanitation workers. As soon as the first snowflakes fall, crews will begin salting roads in every neighborhood in every borough. And once there's more than 2 inches of snow on the ground, plows will roll out across more than 19,000 lane miles of roadways and bikeways. The job doesn't just stop at the curb. The city's emergency management team is at the ready, coordinating our response and making sure that New Yorkers are informed every step of the way. We're ready.
Is a perfect example of the way that communists basically try to shine turds and tell you everything is wonderful when in reality, Mamdani's other policy of not clearing out homeless encampments, which by the way, I warned about in a video previous to this would lead to disaster, has done that very thing. 10 people are dead because Zoran Mamdani's administration no longer removes people from the streets and puts them in a shelter in crisis situations. He tries to ask these mentally unstable people who are not in their right mind whether or not they want to go to a shelter, and they refuse, and then they die. And this is what we're going to talk about today. But before we do, I want to thank everybody who supports this channel via actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay?
If you are not connecting homeless New Yorkers to the housing that they so desperately need, then you cannot deem anything you're doing to be a success. We are going to take an approach that understands its mission is connecting those New Yorkers to housing, whether it's supportive housing, whether it's rental housing, whatever kind of housing it is.
Mamdani's vision is effectively for an army of social workers to take to the streets and subways to tackle the crisis.
So that's a clip that I've shown you before, but it was Mamdani just prior to taking office saying that he would end the practice of homeless sweeps that Mayor Eric Adams was deploying, and he said he wanted to end this due to the fact that he found them to be incredibly cruel, unfair, and in reality, we have to judge policies by their outcome. We can't just say clearing homeless people off the street and putting them in a temporary shelter is a good in and of itself. We need to have permanent housing for these individuals, regardless of the consequences of that, because we need to have some dignity, and that dignity includes asking people who are not in their right mind whether or not they want to come off the streets, even though, again, they're not in their right mind, so they're not making the best decision.
And what I have said consistently, first as a candidate, now as the mayor, is that outcomes are how we judge ourselves.
Mamdani said he would not follow former Mayor Adams' approach of removing the encampments. He wants to take a softer approach, convincing them to come in from the cold.
This is so absurd and ridiculous, and of course, Mamdani's solution to this is that he's going to deploy more homeless intervention teams in order to talk to people and convince them that the cold will actually kill them if they stay out there, even though, again, that's what he was doing since he took office, and that's why there's 10 people that are dead as a result of Mamdani's stupid ass policies. He's also going to add a bunch of warming centers, but again, if you don't actually make people go to those warming centers, especially the people who cannot make good decisions for themselves because they're mentally ill, it's going to lead to the exact consequences that we're already at. But the thing is, the left is wholly in denial of this concept. A couple of years ago, we did a video on a woman who was on like The Hill Rising with Robbie Suave and I think Brianna Joy Gray, and during the course of that segment, Robbie Suave was saying, hey, we got to remove people who are in physical danger from the streets. We got to do so involuntarily, and this woman refused to accept that premise, and she kept saying that you can't remove psychotic people from the streets because that's immoral, that's absolutely terrible. What you actually need to do is make the facilities for these people to give them treatment so wonderful, so stellar, so first class all the way that these people will suddenly become sane from their insane state, check themselves in voluntarily, and thus be cured, because again, forcing these people off the streets, absolutely terrible.
So we're saying the answer is asylums. We need more asylums where people can be sent to structured mental health facilities that they can't leave at a whim, that they have to stay. I mean, like, this person punched someone, beat someone with a rock. It can't be up to him whether he gets to leave the facility, right? You said he doesn't belong in prison, but he belongs under the restricted, supervised conditions that he cannot leave on his own.
I don't know that, Robbie. Go ahead, Tana.
If we had the kind of facilities where mentally ill people could go and be comfortable and get real treatment and have like good meals and all this other stuff, you actually wouldn't have to force them, right? Like,
now look, it's one thing for that opinion to be uttered by a stupid ass guest that was on a Hill Rising segment that one time, but unfortunately that dumb woman's idea, her attitude and her thinking about homelessness and mentally ill people has made its way to the mayor's mansion in the city of New York, and it's actually the guiding principle of the Mamdani administration. Even when confronted with 10 people that died as a result of his dumbass policy of letting people decide whether or not they're going to stay on the streets or not, regardless of their mental state, Mamdani just doubled down on the same exact things. We're going to deploy more teams, we're going to talk to people more, and suddenly those people are going to magically, through some kind of mechanism that nobody else was able to figure out, convince these crazy people to not be crazy and come in from the cold.
Yesterday, I shared that the city has placed 170 homeless New Yorkers off the streets and into transitional housing like shelters, safe havens, and stabilized beds. I can also share today that since January 19th, the city has made nearly 500 of those placements. But at least 10 New Yorkers have tragically lost their lives after being found outdoors. We don't yet know whether every case will be ruled hypothermia, but we need every New Yorker to be on alert, looking out for their neighbors.
So again, after he doubles down on all the ridiculous policies that ended up leading to these 10 individuals dying, at a press conference, Mamdani celebrated that they removed 170 people from the cold, which is a comically low amount. And then he says we're working on 500 people that are going to be removed from the cold. But again, as we found out in the previous news segment that was prior to the snowstorm, where Mamdani was confronted on the problem with this particular policy, it turns out that the people that are being asked to leave oftentimes don't want to go to the shelters. They find sleeping on the street to be a better option, and as long as you offer them that option, as long as you say, yes, you can set up these encampments, you can grow these encampments, you're gonna have more and more danger, more and more people passing away. Here's the thing, and I really need you guys to understand this out there in the audience. The policy needs to be, not just in New York City, but nationwide, you don't get to sleep on the street. Period, point blank. You will be arrested. You will be shuffled away from your encampments. We're not allowing this to be set up because not only does it damage the communities and damage the parks that you're sleeping in, but it's not good for you as well. And the idea that it's more compassionate to leave untreated mentally ill people in the cold to die of hypothermia than to actually push them into a shelter, give them a little bit of nudge, deploy the NYPD to solve this problem is patently absurd and ridiculous, yet Mamdani is doubling down on it. Again, that ridiculous attitude from these activists, these housing first types who think you can't move a homeless person even an inch unless you have a fully fleshed out home for them that is built on the taxpayer dime, is absurd, ridiculous, asinine, and again, it led to 10 people dying already. First month Mamdani's in office, first policy that he announced prior to coming into office related to homelessness, and it's already backfired immensely.
At least 10 people have died since this cold weather, the storm weather started on Friday. So he's announcing that he is stepping up the cold blue that is already in effect with enhanced measures. Those enhanced measures include having more teams out on the street with homeless outreach. He had some members of the homeless outreach team speaking at the press conference. It also includes setting up warming centers. They're setting up warming centers all over the city, additional ones to the 10 that were already in effect. They're also sending out mobile vans that people can go in and heat and literally get warm in.
And the thing that pisses me off the most about this
is that you told them. Yeah, we get it. Jailbreak failed. Man posing as SBI tried to break out Luigi Magnoni. Kids that stood up to Karens. Okay, maybe I watch this later. "10 minutes, cutie. 10 minutes. Minnesota federal judge caves on ICE hearing. Oh, shit. What is this?
All right, guys. What's the next reason for me to cringe? Women are converting to Islam for clout. 3 weeks ago. Oh, for crying out loud. Is it of course it's liberal women, is it? You know what? I'm going to watch the video. I'm just going to say it. I don't think it's for clout, my friend. I think it's just because of their anti-Christian and anti-white sentiment. And anti-West. That's it. They're just converting to what they feel will upset Christian conservatives the most. That's what I think. Let's see. What is it? What's your favorite thing about Muslim doctrine? I'm really curious.
I think one of my favorite things that I've learned so far as I'm reading the Quran is that technically I'm a Muslim. I don't know why it makes me so happy. Like, technically I'm a Muslim because I believe in God and I strive to be a good person. I can't wait to throw so many people for a loop.
Oh, she is so happy that she can use this to get attention. Look at that smile. That's the smile of someone who is going for the clout. And ever since the whole Free Palestine campaign gave Islam good PR, a number of leftist women, ironically leftist women, have been jumping to become Muslim, like how every wokie announced they were trans when people started getting a bunch of undeserved praise for it.
I reverted on the 6th of September 2024. I grew up Christian. My whole family is Christian.
Oh no. Not Christian. Oh, how did you survive that? Man, I'm so glad that now you're in a religion that is like 15 times stricter, particularly against women and LGBTQ people, but hey, as long as you can own the chuds. Am I right? Let me have some chocolate here to compensate. Go on.
Then I met some friends in work who are Muslim and they kind of introduced me to their religion. Then I was in Morocco and I saw a TikTok about the Day of Judgment. I just started crying and I was like, I can't die and not be Muslim.
Look at that. She's getting more attention from her friend group. Notice the British accent. I'm sure that's not a coincidence.
What, the United Caliphate? No, of course it's not a coincidence. Probably her family is the only Christian family left in the entirety of her little, small British town. They're probably all from Saudi Arabia, wherever the heck, Pakistan, where they come from. I don't even know. How dare she speak English, by the way? That's the language of colonialism. That's disgusting. She should be speaking Arabic. Urdu. Speak Urdu.
She also gets tons of attention on social media, and she even gets to have a coming out story.
Someone said Christ is Lord. Amen, brother.
When I was first learning about Islam, I hid it quite a bit. I was initially very nervous about telling any of my family. I actually was in the car with my sister. I started speaking to her and I was like, I'm not going to lie to you.
You know, this is perfect. I'm sorry I'm interrupting this so much, but this is the perfect representation of what's happening. Perfect. That's exactly it. This is what England is going to be like in 20 years' time. This is what it means to be English in 20 years. Just a different skin color.
And I started speaking, and she was like, you want to revert? And I was like, yeah. Alhamdulillah, she had a lovely reaction and was just kind of like, obviously, I'll support you, whatever you want to do.
Is this not just the LGBT stuff all over again, including the violent radicalism?
A lot of the prejudice and the misconceptions that you may have aren't actually Islam. If you actually looked into...
Islamists are absolutely Islam. I don't even... Listen, look. Obviously, we're not saying every Muslim is a fanatic who goes around and bombs places, right? But these are the same people that will look at something which is statistically infinitely lower, which is extreme violence from, for instance, Christian extremists. Very, very rare in comparison, by the way, but it has happened. Like, look at the people that blew up clinics. They will look at that and they will immediately say, Christian nationalists bad. All of them. In fact, the entirety of Christendom is represented on a minute portion. However, when it comes to Islam, it's completely different. That's not even Islam. It doesn't count. Even though Islamic violence is, and that's a fact, statistically and numerically speaking, the type of religious extremism that causes more deaths globally. Full stop. Maybe if we looked at it from a medieval perspective, I mean, Crusaders were pretty right. But right now, you cannot tell me that all religions are, but all religions are the same. No, they're not. Islam is statistically the religion that creates more fanatics that end up being violent compared to other religions. Don't come and tell me that a Taoist, you see a Taoist walking into a building and you're going to think, I don't know, it's a Taoist. There's the same percentage is going to blow up the place.
Islam yourself, the core values at the heart of it, you would actually find that it is beautiful and it doesn't condone any of the negative things that you see.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as you say, no, seriously, guys, the religious texts say this stuff is bad, I can just ignore all the violent extremism that comes from Muslims.
If you don't remove extremists and radicals from your community, you become defined by them.
Right. If there are a bunch of extremists or bad actors in your group and you do nothing to stop them or try to sidestep criticism like that British girl did, then I'm just going to assume it's because you agree with the radicals. Certainly if these extremists were acting in a way that's against your group's core values, then I would think a devout follower of a religion of peace would be jumping to call them out and try to teach them the error of their ways. But after going through this girl's social media, I can find zero content where she does that. What?
She's too busy complaining about Christianity, let me guess.
What a shock. Now, that's not to say that every Muslim is like this. In fact, there are many outspoken ones who hate the radicals.
Yeah, absolutely, fair.
But this girl is not one of them.
Yeah.
That being said, for close to 2 decades now, there's been a growing amount of people who desire to take their American or Western values and swap them out with what I would say are inferior values. I mean, I don't think it's outlandish to say that being able to marry and procreate with your cousin is an inferior value by comparison to what's popular in the West.
Yeah.
I'm not just talking about Islam here. There are many terrible values that legacy media and social media heads have been trying to get Americans and Westerners to adopt for a very long time now. But the latest trend that's being used to erode American values and freedoms is Islam, a group that has some serious issues with extremism and also has some incredibly oppressive beliefs.
In fact, so oppressive that they leave their countries to come to the West. If the West is so bad, and Christianity is so bad, and at this point secularism, because do remember, that's the funny part, a lot of left-wing people, not leftists never necessarily, but liberals, progressive, whatever the heck, socialists, a lot of people on the left of the spectrum, they tend to be secularists. Not all of them, but a lot of them are like, oh yeah, no, atheism and secularism, right. So why do you end up defending Muslims who tend to think your way of living is in fact inferior to theirs? If anything, a lot of Muslims, if they're actually practicing Muslims, they will end up having closer things and ideals with conservatism. Problem being the Jesus part, massive problem. Not only that, but then when it comes to feminist cause, yeah, good luck with that. Women can't even show their face. In some areas, it depends how strict it is, I get it. It's not the same when you look at Saudi Arabia and when you look at freaking Tunisia, I get it. But a lot of women when they are covered all the way up to here that they look like ninja. They can't drive. They're not allowed to drive in some of these countries. Or for some reasons,
For good
now,
reason.
voting power, good luck with that. All the people that are advocating on the left about freedom and women, power, independent, for all of a sudden now they side with the one religion that is the most oppressive when it comes to women. And what about LGBTQ issues? Because a lot of gay people are thrown off the 8th floor of a building. Now, I would say that compared to extreme Islamic treatment of LGBT people, even the most extremist Christian will be a better choice in comparison. Because a lot of the times when it comes to gay and lesbian, yes, there are Christians that will complain about it a lot. I myself am against a gay marriage in a Christian context. If you want to do it secularly, that's separate. But if you want to marry in a Christian church, I don't think it should be celebrated. It's between a man and a woman. That's what the Bible says. But in a secular situation, you get married, you invite me, I'll bring flowers. If it's legal in the country, you can do it. I'm not going to oppose it. Here's the thing, though. Muslims, what do they think about gay marriage? Did you ask? You don't care because you just hate Christians. That's why they're doing it. They hate white Christian West. So they do this. That's what they say. And Clout is right.
That leftist, ironically leftist, have been defending by saying, look at all the peaceful ones.
I am Irish, and I am from the South, and I will wear this hijab because I wear it for Allah, not for no man, not for anybody else. I wear it for Allah. This is a...
You're what? What did you say you were?
Ironically leftist, have been defending by saying, look at all the peaceful ones.
I am Irish, and I am from the South.
No, you are not. Do not keep my name out your mouth.
And I will wear this hijab because I wear it for Allah, not for no man, not for anybody else. I wear it for Allah. This is a peaceful religion. You need to do a little Google search instead of believing everything that you hear on the news, okay?
Oh, hey, look at this.
Yeah, tell the parents of the victims. Tell them, oh, you go to Google. Do it. Come on, do it now. What about Iran, you clown? What about Nigeria?
The persecution of Christians by the Islamic State.
Exactly.
Do you have any idea how often Christians are killed in the Middle East or
Thank you.
outright genocided? Where's all the Free Palestine activists on this one?
Exactly.
And how many terrorist attacks have been committed by Muslim extremists?
Precisely.
Now, people might say that the Bible has some messed up stuff in it. True, the Bible does. And as I was saying earlier, I'm not here to say that all Muslims agree with the behaviors of the radicals.
Exactly.
However, the reason why I and many others don't see modern Christianity as the same as Islam is because these days you don't see mass groups of Christians in the West going around and committing terrorist attacks or telling their followers.
Well, that's the problem now, isn't it? Isn't it?
Followers to murder the non-believers.
When
The
do we
worst
get
they
the
will do is hold a
Crusades back?
protest saying that being gay is a sin, which is something Muslims also believe.
Exactly.
I'm a trans woman. I'm also Muslim.
I'm a trans Muslim woman.
Well, look, whoever you are, you live your life however you want. I'm just telling you, don't go to a Muslim country.
That's funny, man.
And repeat that. And probably me saying this, I'll be called a bigot. Fine, call me a bigot.
Yes, the two exist. They exist, guys.
I'm a post-op transgender woman. I would say like 6 to 7 years before putting on hijab, I was visibly queer, very visibly queer. So maybe this will help other queer Muslims too.
This has to be a troll. What mosque are they a part of? Because this is so stupid that I'm going to say that every one of these queer Islam videos that I found is fake. That, or they definitely aren't in a Sharia law country. Speaking of fake converting because you're an attention seeker.
Since I've started wearing the hijab, I haven't really came to you and said any good things because, to be honest, I think like coming online and bragging about your rewards or like talking about your dua and stuff like that, I just feel like it's so personal. And every time I speak about Islam online, I'm always either just telling a funny story about like me being a revert and something that's happened to me, or something someone said about me wearing the hijab.
She's clearly attention seeking and doing this for TikTok views.
Yes.
Everyone knows this is a huge market. Hassan Piker and all his flunkies
Hamas Spiker, let's pronounce it right.
literally promote terrorism for a living because it boosts their following and makes them a lot of money.
Trans Muslim makes more sense than openly gay Muslim, though.
I do want to
I agree. If I was a trans woman, right? If I was a trans woman? Yeah, if I was a trans woman, I would also be a Muslim.
Say, as much as I'm sharing like the negative
Money used to buy
All you gotta do
Gucci,
is
by the
you gotta
way,
all you gotta do is
because
your
of the
eyes.
system, am I right?
Oh, fuck,
if
man.
things and people coming up to me being like, go back to your own country when I'm fully British. Like, as much as I'm sharing those funny experiences, I do want to say as well, Alhamdulillah, because I can see my rewards in real time, and
She probably butchered the pronunciation of that, by the way.
inshallah, I'm going to be rewarded 10 times in the next life. Oh my God, people are going to watch this thinking like, oh, she's so brainwashed.
So I guess Islam is like this welfare system where if you wear a hijab, they give you food stamps in the next life? What a greedy-ass reason to convert to a religion. Look at this.
Yeah, because that's not the reason. A new level of copium.
A woman converting to Islam is like a black person converting to slavery. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the benefits are worth being treated like a second-class citizen. Well, unless you're doing this from a country like England that's still sort of westernized, for now, where you don't actually have to deal with Sharia law.
Yep.
But I mean, it would be a real shame if this chick dropped the act the minute it became inconvenient.
I know that this video is going to disappoint so many people. I know
Oh, you're gonna be joking. No way. No way.
the comments are going to be filled with, I'm so disappointed. I knew she was a fake Muslim. People's definitely going to be saying that. People's definitely going to be saying I used the religion for clout. They're going to be saying I knew she was going to take the hijab off, all of this stuff. I'm actually just going to have to firm the comments because genuinely I'm like actually losing my mind in a serious way. I'm always going to be a Muslim. With that being said, I will say the most I feel like I'm on deen and most connected to Allah is when it's between me and Allah. I do really, really regret telling social media, but also I know that my videos have helped so many people. So like, I don't regret posting them. I'm not going to take them down because I know that they do help a lot of people.
So let me get this straight. You want a connection with Allah, and yet you're not doing what Allah tells you to do in the Quran.
But I am also going to stop posting about Islam for a little while.
Really?
Maybe forever. I'm really unsure.
Yeah, maybe I'll just forever stop talking about this religion that I'm totally committed to. I mean, it sounds like you're an apostate. Remind me again how Muslims are supposed to treat apostates? Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Kill
it's Islamophobic to point this out.
Is it just me, or is it disturbing to anybody else that people aren't even insulted when you call them racist anymore?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Call us whatever you want. It's gone. It's finished. That era ended. Ended. New generation, my friend. We don't care. Call us whatever you want.
Nose Ring just realized her most powerful weapon is gone.
Yeah.
But people aren't insulted anymore because Americans have seen the extreme one-sidedness of all of this.
Yes.
For example, anti-Christian rhetoric is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yet none of these people are called Christophobic or whatever istrophobe you...
He's man-based, man. Absolutely. Not even the freaking Pope. The Pope, head of the Catholic Church, Roman Catholic. Cattolico Apostolico Romano. And what he talks about? Islamophobia?
Can come up with. And not only that, but people are waking up to the fact that the whole point of accusing everyone of being racist was just a tactic to stop criticism.
Right.
Years of calling white people every name in the book for doing things that almost always weren't actually racist, followed by ignoring moments like this, really pissed off a lot of people.
Yes.
I need you to mind your business because nobody was talking to you, Cracker.
That's my wife right there. I don't care.
Nobody was talking to her either. I could look wherever the fuck I want to look. Nobody want to look at your ugly ass anyway. Y'all look like y'all sit in fucking water and vinegar all day. Smell like wet fucking dog. Look at this dog here. Look at it. Look.
All right.
To be honest, I'm not really concerned with this kind of prejudice. I really don't care if people say mean things that are racist. The actual prejudice that I'm concerned about is this.
This idea that people like to spout that Muslims want to kill anybody who's not Muslim, that is not a Muslim belief.
It was the time when your Lord revealed to the angels to convey to the believers, I am with you, and he commanded the angel. Oh my gosh. He actually used the Quran. He's bashing. Think before you sleep is bashing with the Quran. Goodness gracious. Preach it, brother.
This is a lie. The Quran encourages the killing of non-Muslims multiple times.
As a matter of fact, from our Quran, it says if you kill one person, it is as if you have killed all of mankind.
I hate that line.
That I'm going to send myself to hell because I care so much about what you're doing? I hate to break it to you, baby, but I don't give a damn. If you want to be a cat, a bat, a Buddhist, a Baptist, a monk, it don't matter to me. That is between you and God. I'm not about to throw myself into the fiery pits of hell trying to save you.
I'm glad that she thinks this way. Problem is, what about the people in Iran? What about the people that come to our countries and think differently than this? Do we have to pretend they don't exist because it offends you? That's a real question. Who do you care more about? Strangers that hate everything we believe in, if they are offended? Or your family and kin that you're supposed to protect? And your nation? And your borders?
I'm trying to save me.
Yeah, so here's the problem with that.
Yeah.
The extremists don't consider non-Muslims to be people. I'm guessing she's talking about the Quran chapter 5 verses 32 through 34, where it does say that killing a person is like killing all of mankind, but it also says that if you make war with Allah and his messenger, and strive to create disorder, which can easily be interpreted as, if you criticize Islam, they get to kill you. You can't make this shit up.
Man, it was 2 passages further down. Maybe she stopped at 32.
The passage she is quoting to call Islam a religion of peace is literally telling you to crucify people who go against Muslim ideology. Now, those of you who might fight me on my interpretation, here's a Muslim saying that not implementing Sharia law is war with Allah and his messenger, and it's okay to use violence against people who refuse it.
Britain is Darul Haram because they are, anathema to God's law. They're not implementing it. They're violating His sanctity, and therefore this is war against Allah and His messenger. But we are not allowed to actually fight them here at the current time. So we are, propagating Islam.
At the current time, get him out of the country immediately.
Current time. At the current time,
Will there be a time?
Well, Eric, we are not like the Christians. If you hit me on the left cheek, I'm not going to give you my right cheek. I'm going to defend myself. So.
Oh, we're going to defend ourselves too. I can tell you that much. God is not against self-defense, particularly when it comes to that. People like using that passage. I can make a video about it if you want, but let me tell you this much: what Jesus is not saying is, if people come for your family, just let them do whatever they want. That's not what Jesus is saying at all. It is your right. Stand the ground. Defend your own. It is Christian to protect the innocents and stand against evil. It is Christian.
At the moment, we're propagating Islam peacefully. But if they attack us, we have a right to defend ourselves.
What if they don't attack, but say you get numbers, you get strength, say Muslims became a majority in Great Britain, then would there be a cause for offensive jihad?
If we have enough authority and we have enough power, we are obliged as Muslims to take the authority away from the people who have it and implement the Sharia. Now,
holy mother of... Are you sure if you're left-wing you want to support this? Are you sure? I mean, I get it. You hate us Christians. I get it. I mean, not all leftists, but let's say you're one of those. I get it. Really?
I hope that can come in a very peaceful way. I hope that we can do that in a way, where there's no bloodshed.
There he is, openly admitting that he would use violence against people who refuse to convert, and likely only prefers peace at the moment because there aren't enough Muslims in the West to make violence an effective tactic. Again, I will say that there are some messed up things in the Bible. Certainly Christianity has its dark points, but the issue with Islam is the massive number of people who are currently radicalized by the dark points of the Quran and are willing to use violence against people who believe something different. This is something that does not describe modern Christianity. Which brings us to this article from the New York Post. Qatar pumping tens of billions into universities. This is from a Qatar family that's tied to the Muslim Brotherhood, which is a group that supports a terrorist organization called Hamas. So what a shock. What a shock you have a family of Hamas supporters donating billions of dollars to American colleges, and now we have a bunch of college students coming out in support of terrorism. By the way, the Palestinians aren't the biggest fans of Hamas. That's because Hamas is busy killing any Palestinian who opposes them, and they're busy hiding food during a famine. But I mean, is this funding also a contributor to the large amount of anti-natalism that's been spreading?
I straight up see pregnancy as an act of self-harm.
This really, I mean, you could think whatever you want, but at this point, if you're an atheist, you're watching this, I don't know how you don't see that this is diabolical. This is a proof of the existence of evil. Something like this, it's not normal. This cannot happen randomly. At this point, even if you don't believe it and you're atheist, stand with us. We know what's happening.
If you're posting that you're pregnant, I pretty much think that you hate yourself. I legit am not happy when someone posts that they're pregnant. It actually instills fear in me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so scared. I'm so scared for you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't exist if your mum wasn't pregnant.
You can't talk sense in this bitch. Don't try me.
That's great. Considering their rhetoric, I'm sure radical Islam would love to use violence to take over the non-believers, but they know they can't defeat countries like America with military force.
Right.
Recent events in the Middle East are strong proof that radical Muslims can't do shit against modern weapons. So they know they can't defeat the U.S. military with force, so their plan is to invade the West and outbreed Westerners. They say stuff like this constantly.
They do, actually. So before anyone says, I agree with him, before anyone says, oh, are you saying you believe in the Great Replacement theory? No, I'm saying that the Muslims believe it. Not all Muslims. But the ones that are interviewed, and I've watched them in Denmark, in Sweden, in England, and they say, you guys don't breed. We have like 8 kids per family, 5 kids per family. We'll outbreed you. And in a few years, you won't exist anymore. So which stage is this? Is this the stage where you still tell us it's not happening? Or is this the stage where you tell us it's happening and it's a good thing?
One day we can have a Muslim majority nation here in Canada. Right in your face.
Would you like to see Sharia law in Canada replace Canadian law?
At some point it will. You know, because we have families, we are making babies. You're not. Your population is going down the slump. That's right? Yeah. And by 2060, according to Pew Research Institute, Muslims will be the biggest religious group the world over. What are you going to do then? Actually, are you going to oppose Sharia even then?
So they're open and talking about how they want to change the culture of Western countries to their religion and to Sharia law. And then you have college leftists calling you a racist when a travel ban gets put on Islamic countries that are full of people who are saying death to America.
He's absolutely right. Think before you sleep is 100% on point. And I'm going to say, people will... this man, we just heard him. That's what he said. And then you still have the gall to tell us that, we are conspiracy theorists. What, did I make that up? He certainly believes it in the replacement theory. To him, it's not a theory. It's his plan that he's enacting. What you going to say now? Are you going to call him a bigot? Because he believes in it.
And who are talking about how they want to conquer the West. How many Americans were defending these people because they were indoctrinated by college propaganda paid for by Qatar? Why is it even legal for universities to accept massive amounts of money from foreign agencies in the first place?
Yeah.
Especially ones that have values that are hostile towards our own. Yeah. I guarantee you that you guys aren't mad enough about this stuff.
I need to talk to you about something super serious, and it's this right here. Like, burning the American flag. It's just, wallahi, it's a beautiful sight, but it's not enough. We need to burn down every capitalist and imperialist system that exists. So go ahead and keep burning the...
Always violence. Always violence. But they're the good guys.
The disgusting, blood-stained, genocidal, shitty United States flag that was created by slave owners. I could give two...
Why don't you leave? You don't have to be here. You can go move. You know, you're all about immigration, right? I'm talking to the lady. Move to an Islamic country. You're gonna love it, right? Or not. Who knows? I'm just saying. You don't have to be if you hate it so much.
But also make sure you're doing your part to dismantle all of the systems that make all of these atrocities in the world possible. Right. Thank you, and free Palestine.
You know that slavery is still practiced in Islamic countries, right? Slavery has been around since the beginning of time, and the only reason that you think it's wrong is because a bunch of white Westerners outlawed it.
Christians.
Also this.
So if you're a woman in Afghanistan and you don't wear the hijab,
they kill you.
She's not kidding. There was a girl who was killed.
That woman is who I want to hear. I want to listen to that woman. You say, you got to listen to people of color. Yeah, okay, fine. I want to listen to her. I want to hear what she has to say. I want to give priority to her lived experience over these entitled white liberal women. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. How does that make me a racist? I'm waiting on the logics. What is logics and reason? I'm waiting for it. Debunk what I just made as a statement. This is a victim of trauma, significant trauma.
Are you here?
At a human level.
Your car
I hear her say that. It makes my blood boil.
in Afghanistan and you don't wear the hijab,
they kill you.
She's not.
It is. I love you. I come give kisses.
Not kidding.
No. Exit out of this. Get out of here.